Saturday Night Virus begins now.
This is as disorganized as it comes.
And now, Uninformed with Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa. No reading, no research, just strong opinions.
All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Uninformed. We haven't been here since April. Who was president last time we did one of these?
I don't know, man.
Carter?
I was just about
Carter?
to make fun of you for making it sound like we were just here Tuesday. And
Oh,
it's
man,
been a
throw a
while.
lot of energy.
It's been a while. Yeah, we got to hit the ground running here, Bill.
Yeah, we need a big show. This is like one of these awful sitcoms that then becomes a mid-season replacement.
Yeah.
Like, dude, run the schedule on fucking Saturday, 8 p.m.
Also, let's just say this to further disappoint. This is pre-recorded right now, so you can't call in. And
they have us. We're in half a studio. I have 1.5 waters in front of me, and I think my belt buckle is setting off the mic. But other than that, it's going to be a great show.
this is where they do Frank's Place. I didn't know that. We're in that studio.
I don't know what that is.
I guess it's a Frank Sinatra show, I'm assuming. What is Frank's Place, Danny?
Yeah, it was until Sirius licensed.
We're in the canceled radio room.
Frank, they licensed.
We're in the
Frank Sinatra's
canceled
name.
radio room. That's what I'm feeling. This is just like the end of it. That's like when I did that. I did this sitcom like 10 years ago. And it was about this bunch of people in Gloucester, Massachusetts, like a fishing town, and the ratings weren't doing well. And 1 week they took away the fake boat. And we were like, all right, I think that's the writing on the wall.
We're there, dude.
Yeah.
We're in the episode.
No, we're not, dude. We're fucking doing great. We got a MySpace page. We got like 450 fucking people. They're redoing the real studio in there. That's what's going on. Let's stop with the self-deprecating thing. Some trucker is fucking spinning the dial right now, and he's thinking that this is actually a show that sucks, when the reality is it's fucking mediocre.
I'm not going to worry until they replace you with the guy that replaced Ron Howard on Happy Days. When I look over and that guy's there, we're like, oh shit.
Are you the guy with the wavy hair?
The guy that was
When
Jefferson.
And Fonzie was teaching auto mechanics. He was wearing a tweed sport coat, but he was still going, whoa. Oh, have you seen that show that's coming out? The dude who plays Chachi, Scott Baio, has a new show coming out.
It's like a... Well,
It's
no.
a reality show.
It is a reality
show, and it's called Scott Baio is 45 and still single.
That's the name of the show?
Yeah, and you know what, dude? I'm 39 and still single. I'm going to fucking watch it.
I'm there. I'll watch it. He just wrote that tell-all book about like all the hot chicks he banged.
Oh, that's the reason why he's still single, dude. If you could bang Pamela Anderson, I mean, I think he banged her before she wasn't famous.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what he was getting. He was getting, like, Sigourney Weaver. When,
What?
Oh, my God, dude. When she was trying out for the first Aliens, no one knew who she was.
He fucked Sigourney
Oh,
Weaver?
God. You never saw the video, dude?
Jesus, you're kidding me.
I'm telling you.
You know what?
Am I the only guy who saw Scott Baio?
There's a Sigourney Weaver sex tape out there?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Go to, what is it, Scott Baio, SigourneyWeaver.com. You dumb fucks. There's no fucking Sigourney Weaver.
Is there really a reality show with him coming out, though?
I just, of our 40 listeners, 38 just had their dicks in their hand and a mouse in the other. I gotta find this thing.
Yeah, one of them was me.
They didn't even have video cameras
He was banging
back
her.
then.
He was going, wow, wow, wow.
It's a sex
The
tape.
The worst catchphrase of any sitcom ever.
It's not a sex videotape. It's an audio cassette.
It's reel to reel. They had it on reel to reel.
But is there seriously a reality show coming out, or was that a lie, too?
There's a reality show coming out called Scott Baio is 45 and single. I'm not lying to you.
That's for real.
Yeah, Nia told me, so I was just like, I have to. Because she was making fun of it, going, that is the stupidest title. It's almost like naming a show like, I have a new sitcom starring me, and I want it to make syndication. Like, you're literally saying what you want. But dude. I like it.
I feel sorry for him because he was... I watched his, like, A True Hollywood Story, and they were like, what's Scott up to now? And he's like, yeah, I'm directing movies, And you could tell he was really trying to make a go at having a legitimate career. And then as soon as that failed, which you know was gone, he comes out with this Scott Baio's new book, I Fucked Pamela Anderson in the Ass. Be out on Tuesday. You know, you're just like, it's such a fucking shame, dude. Such a
Do you
shame.
think she's even heard about that yet? Out of all the shit that people say about her, like it's that big pile that's on her desk every day of Pamela, can you believe someone just claimed they did this with you? Where do you think the Scott Baio book is? I mean, she's dealing with hepatitis.
It's way down.
Yeah, Tommy Lee.
It's way down the list. She's got other things to deal with. The
Kid Rock.
She's trying to save a group of chickens somewhere right now with her fucking stupid.
Oh, is she's in the animals?
Yeah, PETA. Well, how do you feel about PETA, Bill? Did we talk about PETA last time?
You know what's weird?
I think we did.
I love animals, but I hate groups. So I have a lot of mixed emotions. It's like I understand what they're saying, but they annoy me. I just remember I used to walk through the village, and there was this psycho chick down there, and she would just she was trying to get people to sign up for stuff, and she had no charisma, but she was absolutely fearless, and she just kept yelling as people walking by. She just kept going, "Animal rights, no!" And she just kept saying that over and over again. It was so fucking brilliantly annoying. She could have been yelling, "Free money! Here!" Be like, God, I just can't fucking listen to that voice anymore. Keep it. I don't want
Did
it.
I tell you about when I saw the PETA people? They were protesting a fur store in Philly. And I swear to God, they were chanting. They were going, "Animals are killed by trapping, strangulation, anal electrocution." I swear to God, dude. And I went over, and there was like a cop like monitoring the protest. And I was like, "Dude, are they saying anal electrocution?" And he like stone faced me. He's like, "Yeah, that's what they're saying." And I'm like, "Dude, how are you not fucking crying on the ground right now? This is ridiculous."
I know. They got to be like those guards that in London with the big fuzzy hats, no matter what people are saying. Dude, was that a chant or were they reading the whole pamphlet? In 1876, there were 40 million beaver.
I got some
Now
of their.
there's only 12. Cut it out. And you hear them all turn the page. The dude with the most annoying voice always gets the megaphone too.
Yeah. It's that's always the guy with the lisp.
Oh, you can't even hear what they're saying?
It's always the gay guy that has the megaphone. People, we have to stop the anal electrocution.
Dude, I remember a long time ago I went and I saw Bill Clinton when he came to town in Boston. And my brother took me down to go see him. So there's obviously protesters, and these guys, I don't know where the hell they were from. They're from one of the Caribbean, South America. I don't know. They had pigment. That's all I'm saying, right? So they were down there, and this guy was yelling, and it sounded like he was saying, "Please keep assigned seats," and they were all yelling it with him. It was like, "Please keep assigned seats, please keep assigned seats." And they sound like, "No ID, no ID." You couldn't even understand what he was saying. And then he kept going back to, "Please keep assigned seats." But he was yelling about his country. And, I'll tell you what's funny was everyone was just sort of yelling along with him. But all of a sudden, once the cameras came along, this one girl got down on her knees and she did the "Oh Lord Jesus, take me" pose.
God.
Oh, you know what got in the paper. They know what they're doing.
God.
Dude, why are you going to waste that if you're not going to get media coverage, Joe? That's like when you have 3 shows Saturday night. Are you really going hard on the first one?
Yeah.
It's that middle one. The middle one, you have a great set, and by the end, they're all hammered on the third one.
Well, the third one, you're going, "Did I do this yet?
Yeah,
Did I do this
already?
bit?"
Man, 15 years in the business, I got 40 people in the crowd. It's fucking great.
The worst chant ever was when I was in college, like once a month, the like lesbian we never shave our armpits, like die hard lesbian feminist group would jog through the entire campus.
Right.
Doing one of those, like, like, hey, no, this penis got to go, like, I forget what they would say, but it was like one of those, and it was just, there's nothing worse than hearing a bunch of fucking lesbians trotting through a fucking high school campus chanting like that, and you can't say anything, because if you say anything and complain, you're a sexist, and you're an asshole.
You can't say that afro under your armpit is really disgusting, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's even disgusting to other lesbians. Just in general, you're not a well-kept person. But I think there's something funny about that they can actually be running through, be in decent shape, possess a vagina, and just repulse you
Yeah.
to that level all at the
I
same
love
time. That's
that.
a skill. I'm telling you, it's a skill. I think they're actually laughing before they do it.
There's nothing.
What else do guys hate?
There's nothing better than a real hardcore like dirt fucking lesbian. Like
Jesus Christ, Joe.
I saw one on the.
Just laying in the ground with a filthy vagina that doesn't accept
I'm telling
cock.
you, I saw one on the train. She was a big fat chick, and she looked like she literally looked like she was rolling around in dirt, dude. She was just hippie, fucking dirty, dreadlocks.
Maybe she was just
And
a hippie, Joe.
No. This
Dude,
is
I went
why
to a
know.
dead show. You're describing
This
the back
is
row
why I know.
perfectly.
She had a bag, and on the bag there was a pouch that said "vagina friendly," and I was looking at it like, "Oh yeah, no shit," you know, like.
Yeah,
what?
but dude, my thing is, once you get to that level of pig penish kind of level, it's just no one wants to fuck you. I don't think it's you can't like. We're acting like there's no lesbians that you ever seen out there. Like, oh my god,
there's
like,
hot lesbians,
yeah,
of course.
absolutely, yeah. They're called people with some
They're
sort
called
of hygiene,
porn
and they're faking it. You can see it in their eyes. I don't know. Lesbians don't bug me. You don't.
I don't bug me.
Filthy people bug me.
The filthy bugs me. So filthy lesbians bug me,
You know
but
why I
regular
brought that up?
lesbians don't
Because
bug
all
me.
this Ima shit. You can't even just fucking. You got to make sure that you got to tell people that we're joking, even though this is a fucking comedy show.
I know. As soon as
We'll
I
probably get
complain
sued for the Sigourney Weaver Scott Baio thing.
Yeah, you better retract that immediately.
yeah, the Sigourney Weaver Anti-Defamation League is going to bring a fucking. I watched that clip finally of Snoop Dogg that you were talking about his rebuttal to Bill O'Reilly when you were saying like.
Oh yeah, for people listening, Bill O'Reilly had trashed Snoop Dogg, and I think he was over in Europe doing a show,
Yeah,
a talk show.
yeah.
They asked him, "So Snoop, what is your response to Bill O'Reilly?"
And he goes, well, first he goes, first he goes, man, fuck Bill O'Reilly. And then I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. But then, a couple of minutes go by, and then he's like, Bill O'Reilly's a prick. And you're like, okay, you should drop it now, dude, before you make yourself look stupid. And then he does. Then they do the clip, and then they come back, and they're like, so that Bill O'Reilly's trashing that clip there. What do you think? He goes, Bill O'Reilly can suck my dick. You know?
But this is the thing. The crowd's going crazy.
Yeah,
though.
they're going crazy, but that's what made it dumb to me, because I was like, man, this is just fucking like, he's just,
He's whatever Bill said about him, he's probably reinforcing it. Like, he should come back. Like, that's what you think he's going to say. I think what you do is not good for children, and I feel like you're a bad influence on society. Man, suck my dick. And everybody's like, woo! Good point.
The funniest part of the clip.
I figured he'd come back like, look, this is an art. I'm portraying a certain part of this, society that you don't see. I can understand if you don't, blah, blah, blah. But you just come back, man, why don't you lick these nuts, motherfucker?
And Bill...
It's like, okay.
Bill O'Reilly made it look worse. Retroactively, Bill O'Reilly made it look worse. And Bill O'Reilly says some idiotic shit. But on the clip, Bill O'Reilly, like where he's trashing him.
I think he researches
He does.
everything he says.
He researches a lot. But he was trashing Snoop Dogg in the clip that Snoop Dogg was reacting to. And in the clip, he's like, this guy carries a gun. He smokes marijuana. He's a wise guy. Like, he said, like, what your third grade teacher would say to you. And then cuts back to Snoop Dogg. He's like, suck my dick. And it's like, dude, even, like, Bill O'Reilly picked his words so carefully. He didn't say anything.
When did he grow up? I mean, when was the last time somebody took out a gun? Somebody, what are you, a wise guy? Nah. Put it down, see?
He said that, and then Shemp walked in, and he slapped him.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
Snoop Dogg needs a good producer, man. That guy, I love him, but
I like Snoop Dogg a lot.
The music underneath has sucked for a while.
Because he left Dr. Dre, and then he was doing all that shit with Pharrell, and then he left Pharrell.
What was that whistle song? Oh, that just made me
What
want
song was that?
do a drive-by at a club.
What song was that? Can we play it
Dude,
here when in the...
Yeah, when we're not pre-recording this, Danny, in a fucking broom closet.
If you give me the name of the song, I could probably play it for
You
you.
don't like the whistle song?
How's it go? Sing it.
Sing. I can't
Sing it. Please sing it, and then play it under him while he's singing it, like you fucking did to me.
I can't whistle. Oh, that's right. You make it look stupid. Right. Why would I step into that trap?
Come on, it'll be funny. Just sing it.
Joe, uncross your fucking leg with those awful ankle. Dude, those ankle socks, like, all of a sudden, like, I never gave in. The socks that just barely... The Chris Everett Lloyds. They just missing that little ball on the back of them. They're women's socks, right? Dude, I wore shorts when I was up in Boston, right? And I had like, like the mid-calf sort of socks, but I don't pull them up like that. I leave them sort of relaxed.
Yeah, I saw you do.
Yeah. And my sister was like 19, 20, was dying laughing.
Yeah,
And
I told you the other day. Billy wears fucking tube
look
socks.
at his fucking socks,
This
and
is
you
what
tell
the
me
socks people wear now. This is what you wear with sneakers. You wear ankle socks. You don't wear fucking...
those are horrific.
I have socks. Most of my socks are actually lower than those. Like, I mean, at least Joe's socks
I like them lower than this.
they're covering his ankle. I mean, I have socks.
Why don't you
that
just have a
barely do.
plunging neckline with it, Joe?
Billy wears socks that come up to his knee, and then he pushes them down.
No, I don't.
Like, then he pushes them down like he's going out to weed whack.
These are bad. When do these go bad? Like fucking in April?
Jesus Christ.
These are bad? Those are bad.
Well, they're not
Yes.
bad.
They're not bad.
They're not
Exactly.
bad.
They're bad with
Wait a minute.
shorts, though.
Yeah,
Shut up,
shorts. They're not bad if you're wearing jeans that's going to cover, but you do look a little ridiculous. You end up looking like Beavis when you leave the house if you're wearing shorts and tube socks.
Let me. Can I ask you a question?
Mid-calf.
When? I did this last summer. I had no static from anybody. I just had the usual. Dude, look how white your legs are. That's all I got. Now,
They do it behind your back and as you're approaching.
so what? Everybody got bold this year?
Who were you wearing shorts around last summer? You probably weren't wearing shorts around anybody that would have made fun of you. It wasn't like you were wearing shorts down to the comedy
Dude,
cellar.
my girl trashes me constantly about the way I dress, and that's why I'm dressed the way I am today.
Yeah, well, she's
Dude, I don't know. This
she's
is
good people.
This is the first time I started to really. I mean, I know I'm old, but this is when I started to feel like out of touch. Like, what are these crazy kids doing now?
What are you, a wise guy with
know-
your ankle socks?
Yeah. Hey Joe, Bill Burr was trashing you about the size of your socks.
Hey, Bill Burr can suck my dick.
Joe DeRosa, good point. Great fucking point.
That really is the reaction I would have, too. That's the exact reaction I would have if I went on a talk show somewhere and they go, so-and-so was trashing you. Man, he can suck my dick.
Dude, let me tell you right now, I hate Bill O'Reilly, but he would absolutely destroy me in an argument. There's no way I could ever go on those shows. Like, I know, like, when somebody's full of shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can go, like, to a car salesman. You can tell when you're getting fucked. Even though you don't understand the process, you get that vibe. So that guy, I know he's full of shit. But if we were ever to just sit down and debate, I mean, the second he went outside New York City, I wouldn't know who anybody is.
Dude, I watched him debating Letterman. And, dude, in my opinion, he was burying Letterman. Letterman was getting more applause breaks from the audience, but Letterman was just hitting all the trigger cliche phrases that
I thought he handled it really well. I didn't think he won or lost. I was more amazed with where he was almost like a guy who's always pisses off the crowd. So he was totally comfortable with it. But I agreed with what Dave was. I was like, that's what I would have looked like.
There was a good
more in that angle.
There was a good sentiment to what Dave was saying, but Bill O'Reilly's being like, "Well, Dave, in the Al Qaeda hooked up with Saddam," and he was like hitting him with these facts, and then Dave would just go, "But soldiers are dying." Woo!
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. He was more going to say, look, if you want to get into an argument of like semantics and that type of thing, I'm obviously not going to be able to hang with you. That'd be like them having like a monologue contest, who could get more laughs.
Right.
But what he was saying was like, he basically said, I got a good feeling that 90% of what you say is just a load of crap, which is the vibe I get from all of those fucking people out there. I can't stand any of those guys where it's just like, what do they put on that? Like a guy like a Bill O'Reilly or some of those CNN guys or Keith Olbermann, what do they put on like their tax return? Like when it says occupation. You're not like a journalist. You know what I'm saying? You're not like a talk show host. Like,
they're commentators.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, that angry chick on Court TV.
Who's that?
You know that chick. Oh, she has the I'm sick of my hair. I'm in my middle ages. I'm going to do that fucking...
The short hair.
Yeah, the Woodstock haircut. She always has that one eyebrow up like you just said something that she just caught you in a lie. Jim Rome does that shit. Like anytime they'll be like, so what do you think of that shit? And you start responding, and then like when you watch your show, all of a sudden he just kind of cocks his head to the side.
He's such a shit, that guy.
Like he heard a lie in what you're saying.
He's such a shit, that guy. That was so great when that
He's
guy...
such a shit, that guy. What does that even mean?
He's a little shit. He's like the little fucking punk that stood behind the bully and fucking, he's a shit. He's a little fuck.
Wouldn't you love to see Jim Rome just get up a head of steam and just fucking take Joe down to the mat? Because you know that when Jim Rome looks like a grappler to me. I think he'd take you down to the mat, armbar.
He's another...
I'm going on. Come on, armbar.
He got laid out on his own talk show. That guy
that was
laid out on his
hilarious,
own
yeah.
talk show. He's
Jim
nice
Rome.
and nothing, dude. I'll kick Jim Rome. I'll beat your fucking ass.
Oh,
Where are
Joe's
you?
starting again. Joe is starting again. He's hitting all the big targets. He starts off with Ant, and now he's on to Jim Rome. You know what I like about you? I like the obscurity and like it's like trying to catch a serial killer. Like they got the pegs in the map. There's no fucking pattern to this shit. Like who is?
Well, Bill, I'm an alternative comic. I go for the the obscure targets.
How is your feud with Ant going at this point? I've heard it's gotten real heated. I heard they're remaking The Love Boat, and he called the producers of it and said to make sure you're not on it.
That's true, but the story was just optioned. They're going to remake The Fugitive, where it's Ant trying to chase me off of shitty TV shows in Hollywood.
We got to do a better job of informing the uninformed listeners. For those of you who are tuning into this for the first time, Joe DeRosa auditioned for a lovely show out there called Last Comic Standing. It was a little 2-minute audition, and evidently he didn't like the way he was treated, and then complained for an hour about a 2-minute audition. It's one of those
cringe
things.
humor.
Yeah,
On cringe humor.
For the first 3 minutes, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I've been there. I can feel that. And then, he starts bringing up, the Gettysburg Address at, minute 37, and it's like, I don't know, somewhere between 40 and 45, you actually had me liking Ant at some point.
Yeah, so anyway, I did this podcast where I trashed Ant, and I made some remarks about Alonzo and Kathleen Madigan, and since then, Alonzo and I have made amends. Alonzo was actually really cool, and he was questioned about it on a friend of ours does a radio show, and he asked about the podcast thing, and Alonzo was like, hey, man, I like Joe. I just didn't think he was right for the show. He's a great guy. So I was like, that was really cool of him.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything about how he feels about you. That means Alonzo has shit going on in his career, and this whole thing is beneath him. I think he just sort of backhanded.
Well, either way,
Joe got swatted away.
We spoke, and I was like, thank you for not trashing me back, and you took the high road, and I appreciate that. And we squared it up. But Ant, on the other hand, I still have a beef with him, because what Ant did was, when I did a TV show out in L.A., Ant actually called the show and attempted to have me removed in some way from it, and he made up all these lies. He was like, he did a podcast where he said he doesn't like black comics and he doesn't like female comics, and I'm like, I never said anything of the sort. I would never say something
Danny,
like that.
Who would do more physical destruction to Joe?
So that's
Jim Rome or Ant? You got to go with Rome.
Yeah, you'd have to. Ant doesn't really look like he would know what he was doing.
I think but this is the thing.
I think you have like a foot and a half on him anyway.
Ant would hurt Joe later on, after the fight. There'd be charges of rape. There'd be a court case.
Ant would hurt Joe with his words.
Yeah.
I bet you he could do that. I bet you he'd be good at that. I bet you'd be like, oh, look at your posture, and I'd never fuck you. You know what I mean? And I'd be hurt by it.
Everything would end with honey.
Honey.
Let me tell you something, honey. Don't even go there, sweetie.
Big J and I were talking about that once, where we were talking about how gay guys either talk like black women or gangsters from the 1930s. It's all the other. Let me tell you something, girlfriend. Or I'll tell you something, honey. And I was telling him he should do a bit about it. He never did it.
But you're missing that other demographic, the surprise, I can't believe you're gay. Do you ever have somebody come out, and there's some people when they come out, it's fucking hilarious. They're like a 400-pound person hiding behind a fig tree. It's like, dude, we saw it. We knew you were gay. But you ever have somebody you just had no fucking clue? And there's that other demographic. They don't.
Oh, like the straight gay guy, dude. Yeah. I used to work with
this guy could kick my ass, and let me make sure I stay friends with him. because it's making me uncomfortable. You never had that?
I used to work with a gay guy when I was in high school. I worked at this record store, and one of the managers was gay. And
was he hacky gay or more real life?
Here's
gay?
the weird part. There was a guy there. The general manager of the store was so fucking gay, like completely effeminate gay. But he was married.
Okay.
He was.
Oh my God! Let's open the store. Let me put a Danish on my ball bag. I am so gay.
CDs. Cassette tape.
No, but I know what you mean. That's like saying somebody's such a douche. They're
But-
like, you know,
yeah,
it's the
yeah,
same thing.
yeah,
This
yeah.
guy was like so gay.
But
All right.
he was married, and they had a kid.
All right.
And you were like, what the fuck? But then the other manager, dude, I never would have known this guy was gay in a million fucking years. This guy was so straight acting, and he was gay as shit. And he would get mad. Gay as
Sure,
shit.
every time you start to sound like eloquent and like intelligent, you just bring yourself right back. And then, I had no idea. And this other guy, but he looked straight, but he was gay as shit.
That'd be a good name for a book or a movie.
I like how I tried to recreate the smart stuff that you said, and I was floundering and had to run to gay as shit. I was just like, I didn't know where to start.
But he was like this guy. This is one of these guys that would, like, when effeminate gay guys would come into the store, he would get annoyed and he'd be like, ugh. And I'd be like,
making his life harder.
yeah, I'd be like, John, you're gay. What do you get? And he goes, but I know I'm gay. Be a fucking man, though.
Be a
Jesus
man
Christ.
about it.
Like,
There you go.
It would really annoy him. And I was like, dude, I've never seen
I
that
bet he
before.
hate fucks those guys.
Yeah.
Come over, you fucking sissy. You like that? Jesus Christ. What are you going to ride on a float next? God, I hate that parade. It's embarrassing.
What else?
I used to do a bit in my act about the gay pride parade, about how they spend all the year just complaining about the horrific stereotypes, and then, you know, that are portrayed about them, and then you go down to the gay pride parade, and there's somebody with like 2 plastic cocks in his hands, like woohoo, like, you know, a couple of sunflowers over his fucking ball bag, and it's like, I brought that shit up, and it's just like, how do you know? It's like you just undo all the work you did the last 11 months. I did the show one time in Vegas, and like, these like 4 gay dudes came up and said how much they appreciated it, and I was in Vegas and I was also wearing a shiny shirt, so there was an awkwardness like, so are you on our side of the fence? And then I had to like try to do like deliberately straight stuff. Wow, would you look at the ass on her?
I was talking on stage about it because there was all these guys for Pride last week or 2 weeks ago in the audience, and I was talking to them. I was like, so where are you guys from? And they were like, you know, Arizona or something. And I was like, what are you doing here? Pride. And I'm like, you guys have come from the far reaches of the universe for this parade. I was like, I just picture all of you the night before sitting home and all of your assholes start tingling and you just go, the time has come. Release the Kraken.
It's that,
Like March of the Penguins.
no, that Spike Lee movie, Get on the Bus.
Yeah.
They're all going for some big march. I want to see someone who doesn't have gay pride, just sort of gay indifference. You know, hey, you know, I'll suck a cock. I mean, you know, whatever.
I don't really give a shit. No, not into the...
No, you know what it is? I think the heterosexual white dudes cannot relate to, like, that sort of pride thing because, you know, we're spoiled. We don't need to have pride. We got all these TV stations, you know. Cops are mostly... We're spoiled. So we don't need to have a parade about our shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm Irish and German. I'm not going to those fucking parades. I don't care. What are we going to celebrate? Bratwurst?
That's the worst fucking parade. I feel bad for Irish guys. Like I was telling my neighbors are they're from Ireland, and I was telling them, I was like, is St. Paddy's Day crazy over there? And they're like, no, it's much more fucking nuts here. And I go, yeah, dude. I go, they ruined that holiday for you guys in this. I feel bad. And he's like, why? And I was like, it's not because it's not you guys. It's it's all the non-Irish people on that holiday that act like
with the green plastic
idiots,
hats.
man. That's the worst thing ever, man. It's so annoying. Yeah, some guy's got to wear a green lei, and he's got like a shamrock sticker on his nose. And...
Dude, straight across the board, I don't like people.
Me neither.
So I don't go to any of that shit. I don't go to any of that shit.
It's horrible. And these people are so excited. These people are waiting in lines that wrap around the block to get into a bar. It's like, dude, do you see all the other fucking bars where you can do this any other day? What's that other, the Serengeti, whatever the fuck? What's that Mexican one?
The
horse whisperer. What is that thing?
Dia de los Muertos.
No. The fucking El Nino.
The Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Serengeti.
Yeah, where the hell did you get that from?
Is Cinco de Mayo a bad one?
That's one. That's like the new one. People, you know what? People are fucking miserable, and they need a holiday every month to just fucking get blind drunk and scream about what a cunt their wife is.
It's a marketing. It seems to be like a big like a marketing holiday just for Corona. I mean, aside from Corona beer, I mean, who's plugging Cinco de Mayo? Like who
I don't
gives
think
a
any
shit
Mexicans
about it?
give a shit.
I don't think anybody gives a shit about it.
Tecate beer? They don't get in on it?
I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen an ad for Tecate.
Neither have I, to be honest with you.
Hey, are we going to take any breaks at any point during this show? This pre-recorded
We
show?
can absolutely take breaks. We have to. We have breaks today.
Yeah.
So maybe
Well,
now's the time for that.
How are we doing on this first hour here?
I think we're doing great on this first
Is
hour.
this going to air, this part of it? The behind the scenes
Right
of
here?
Uninformed?
Oh,
Danny,
yeah.
are we doing a good job?
Yes.
Do you
We're
think
doing
people
very
will
well.
like
This
us?
is on the air. This has to go on the air. Because this is the... Should we get into some of the stuff we actually wanted to plan on talking about? We really got sidetracked.
Right now would be
here.
perfect for a break anyway. So
Yeah,
let's,
All right.
so let's take a
let's
fucking
take a
break.
quick break. We'll come
All
right
right,
back.
you're listening to Uninformed with Bill Burr, Joe DeRosa, Danny on the board.
Uninformed with Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa.
All right, welcome back to Uninformed. Bill Burr, Joe DeRosa, who was rubbing his stomach during the break.
I got shit cramps, man. I ate something yesterday. I woke up this morning. I had to shit 3 times. I had that shooting fucking pain through my stomach. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I almost shit myself the other day. I was so like, I didn't.
I really didn't think that this was going to turn into a topic. It's just sort of commenting.
Well, it was just like because I know exactly what Joe's going through, and I felt like that.
I had an Italian sub with hot peppers.
The whole cramping, and then like you feel like like bubbles going on, and I thought I was going to be cool. And then there was just this instant of sheer panic,
You know, guys,
where I
when-
just had to run.
When I dreamed
it's
of doing
brutal.
a radio show,
It's brutal.
it was not to do a fucking talking about the
You
bubbles.
want to talk about poopy?
No. I thought, well, look, everybody shits.
I like how Daddy Dr. Phil'd it, too. He's like, Joe, I know what you're going through. I also
Yeah.
lost a loved one.
It's very
And
common,
almost
Joe.
shit my pants.
It's very common, Joe. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
He's talking about like impotence.
Yeah, it comes with age.
All right, so when the hell's this thing going to fucking air, by the way? You know what? If anybody's listening, we're just as frustrated as you that, the 3 people who call in that we can't talk to you to, because this means that we have to sit here and bullshit with each other for fucking 3 hours. 3 goddamn hours. We're going, hey, what's the deal with fucking...
But we do appreciate you
Dogg?
guys dealing with the, dealing with the setbacks, whatever. And we'll be live again in August, we promise.
Yeah,
so,
we
Thank you
promise.
for sticking with it.
Exactly. And some girl actually gave me prototypes for the Uninformed magnet.
Really?
Yeah, she brought them up to me. Didn't say Uninformed. It actually was just a picture from my website, and every one of them just said sample across them, because whoever made them was such a fucking tightwad, was thinking, well, what if they only wanted 8? And they're just getting these for free, so they all just say sample written across them. But I figure if this girl can have them made,
What was it, just like a show, some chick?
Yeah, it wasn't just a show, Joe. It was my show. And I was at the Comedy Connection in Boston. What, were you just doing your jokes? Yes, I was.
I was up little bits and things.
I was up in Boston for the the weekend before July 4th, and then right through like July 4th. So I was doing that whole. I always feel like such a fucking loser when I drive around my hometown. You know what I mean? Especially when I drive by the high school, and I don't know. I just all these feelings of like regret. Oh, I should have banged this girl. I should have tried harder. Like I was thinking the other day, like as far as like we were talking about like what did you want to be? Like now that we're comics and we're doing a radio show in a fucking broom closet that's gonna air 20 weeks from now. It's like I don't even know how the fuck I even ended up doing this. When I was in this is how bad I fucked up in high school. When I went into my freshman year of high school, this was my game plan. I was gonna go to Notre Dame, and I was gonna become a lawyer. And like I had this dream since like 5th grade, when they had you take it like your class picture and cut out a picture of somebody from like the magazine and paste your head onto it. And I just there was some guy in a suit sitting there with like his fucking wingtips crossed over with his hand up, and I just had my dumb head on top of it, and I was just like, I'm gonna be a lawyer when I grow up. I'm gonna be the next F. Lee Bailey, right? I really actually thought that I was smart enough to do something. I actually had the balls to think that I was going to get into Notre Dame.
I just can't wait to see the message board after this airs for all the people that are going to Photoshop your face on the successful people. Well, you're not, but I'm saying,
please,
like,
somebody Photoshop Bill's head onto the Rudy poster. Please, somebody do that.
Dude, it was like, it was pathetic. Like, I either wanted to do that, and then there was just like, I mean, like, what about like other jobs? Remember jobs like you thought were cool?
Dude, we both said we thought we were going to be architects. That crossed my mind at one point because I thought all it meant was you sat and just drew things.
Yeah, you drew pictures. Yeah, he just drew a picture of a cool building, and then they made it, and then you got to move into it.
Yeah. What's that? That's my building, and that's the sun that I drew.
Yeah, like I used to think Mike Brady. I used to watch the Brady Bunch. He had his own little room in there, and he'd sit there drawing sketches. I'm just like, that's the shit. Plus, he had that room. He's away from all those fucking kids.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, dude. I can't even imagine what it takes to be an art. Like, I mean, I can imagine. Anytime I meet an architect, I go, dude, I really respect that because I wanted to do that, and there's no fucking way I ever could have done that.
It just looked fun to draw buildings. Then you start reading about it, and you got like all these rules for every 6 feet high, it's got to be 3 feet wide, and there's like all the building has to be up to code, and air vents. And fucking backdraft. Oh, God.
Yeah, I would have been sitting there like, so it's going to be 10 stories. Well, there's zoning restrictions. But it's going to be 10 stories.
There's some little old lady's house right next to it. I'm going to build a skyscraper. It's going to have a big umbrella on top.
You need a permit, Joe. Well, it's going to be 10 stories.
And they just sort of would slap you on your back and let you continue to draw, and they give you a D- because they felt bad for you. No, that's basically it. Like everything that I wanted to do, I ended up realizing it was a ton of work, and I just quit.
This is a good one, dude. I took I didn't want to be this for a living or whatever, but I took a fencing class in college because I was like, they were like, you got to take another gym credit, and I was like, fencing? Oh, I'll do that. I thought I was going to be swashbuckling all around the fucking gym and sword fighting. And I get in there like, you have to hold the sword like this. This is the first parry. This is the second. I was like, oh, go fuck yourself. I almost failed, dude. It was so hard. There was so much to memorize. I can't believe you
went to a school where they actually offered fencing. I thought that was just like some sort of hacky extracurricular thing that they had on like TV shows about going to college. I'll sign up for fencing. Maybe I'll meet the man of my dreams there. Did you actually come out in the whole like straight jackets, but you can move your arm?
Yeah.
Outfit.
The whole thing in the beekeeper mask. Fucking dude, and I got the shit knocked out of me in that class.
Do you still remember any of the stances?
Yeah, kind of.
Did you have to do the one with the one?
Yep.
Why is the one hand up in the air like this?
Because it's like a balance thing or something.
Oh, that's not so it doesn't get sliced because that hand doesn't have a sword.
Maybe that is what it is. I don't remember. I was always, why couldn't I have a shield in that hand? And we really have a good time in the class. But no, you got
like the cable guy.
You got to hold it up here like some kind of fruit.
Dude, that's one thing I realized. If you're gonna be, I was thinking the other day, you can be any part of your body. Being the hand is like great. And it sucks, you know what I mean? Because, grab a girl's ass, it's a good time to be a hand. But if somebody comes at you with any sort of a weapon, that's what you put in front of you. That's what you're going to sacrifice. Like somehow it's like bulletproof. I always felt like your hand's like, dude, what the fuck? Is you like kind of thrusting it out there?
Is this a bit you're working on?
No, it's just sort of an idea, dude. It sucked. I realized it was bombing like halfway through. Joe, we don't have any fucking callers. Do you know how many losers would be calling up right now going, I wanted to fucking...
No, I want to make worst. That was funny, though, dude. That was funny. That sounded like one of those Gallagher bits.
What's that?
The hand thing. People, do you ever just think about your hand?
If you do it in that voice, yeah. I got all kinds of props behind. Like, when's he going to get into the props?
Dude, fencing sucked.
You know what I'm going to do? I want to be one of those guys who rode on the back of a garbage truck.
I did that.
I just thought it was a fun fucking job.
I used to do that.
You did that?
Yeah.
How bad did it
private
suck?
Sanitation. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I was in shape.
But how bad did it reek? You were in shape, what, from hanging on when they took turns at 40 miles an hour?
You would hang on for, if you were going from a group of stops to another group of stops. But when you were in like a main concentration, I mean, you were just walking, and you wanted the job was done when you were finished, so you wanted to bang it out as quickly as possible. So you were just jogging down the block, just throwing 40, 50-pound garbage bags into the back of a truck.
How many hours would it take to get it all done?
Depends, man. It depended on the weather, because when I was doing this, it was really cold and it was like snow and ice and everything. So we had some days where it was 12 hours. Start at 8 o'clock at night and go to 8 in the morning.
You never picked up a bag and then like the garbage juice never rolled down your arm?
On my arm, a friend of mine, he got juiced because the back of the truck has a hopper and you compress all the garbage. So he's standing, in the back of the truck running the hopper, and a bag had just burst and just juice went right into his mouth.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but you get used to that stuff. I mean, you're doing it every
dude.
You do it every day.
That's seriously, that's gonna make me puke, man. That's disgusting.
So then you know what he did? He dug through some other bags and got like the last eighth of an inch of Listerine that somebody had thrown out. Gargled with that.
That's fucking.
Did you ever find a body?
No bodies. We took out a few parking meters.
You never heard the end of Layla?
Yeah, and somebody in slow motion rolled in. No one ever threw a baby in there. I mean, come on, this is like they show it on the news all the time.
No.
Danny started cutting all the ties to the Lufthansa.
Well, you know what? There might have been some more. There might have been some better garbage, but
he was a wise guy. He did what he wanted.
It was private sanitation, so it was all just business garbage and like restaurant garbage. It was putrid.
Was it mob owned?
Probably.
Dude,
did you ever get to see him? Did they ever come by?
No, they would just, hand me my pay in cash in an envelope, and that was all I really had to do with them.
These fucking garbage men cunts one day. I parked in front of, those piles of bags.
Never do that.
I parked there.
Never do that.
And they took the bags. My car, dude, I got into my car, and I was like, what the fuck is that smell? And I was with my friend Marina, and she goes, somebody puked on your windshield. Look, there's shit all over it. And I was like, somebody puked on my fucking windshield. And I go, no, they moved the fucking garbage bin. And dude, it was like 20 degrees. It all froze to my car. And I had to go to a gas station and pay a guy at the gas station $20 to bring me buckets of hot water repeatedly so I could get it all. Dude, it was fucking disgusting.
If there's one thing I learned from throwing trash, it was never ever park in front of commercial garbage. Me and my friend, because you don't want to. They're heavy bags, and the last thing you want to do is waste time now walking around someone's dump.
Well, what if it's a parking spot?
Should have found something else. You should have went somewhere else because we'll take bags of garbage.
You should have fucking studied harder in high school.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
And ended up on the back of that fucking truck.
We would just throw 40-pound bags of restaurant garbage across brand new Lexus.
Let me ask you this, dude. How funny is that shit? That's the funniest shit ever. When you're doing stuff like that, that's what makes. That must have been the highlight of the day.
Fun we used to have on that stupid truck.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I used to look at jobs like that. Looks like fucking fun. You get to hang on the side of the truck. And back when I was growing up, like there wasn't all this pedophilia fear. You know what I'm saying? Like they used to just fuck with you. They would chase me up the hill, grab me, and then pretend like they were going to throw me in the back of the truck. So I was almost like crying, like freaking out. They're like, just kidding. Little tousle on the head. And you were fine. If you did that today, you'd be sued.
Yeah. That's fucking hilarious.
And just breaking stuff, the stuff that people would throw away. We got to destroy like a full size arcade machine one day. I mean,
can you please go to high schools and encourage people to do this?
Just
job?
To drop out.
You're making me want to do this.
Yeah, it's not so bad. A little garbage juice in the mouth, but you get to break shit, right?
Yeah, but a friend of mine. See, here's where it gets dangerous. A friend of mine was taking a container out and he needed help. And as his friend got out of the truck, and this shouldn't be possible because you need to. The way the garbage truck works, like you can't, get out of the truck and have it back up on you. Anyway, but the thing backed up on him, and he got caught between a container and the wall, and basically, as he went, his first reaction was to kind of wince out of the way and kind of turn to the side, and it just backed up on him, and he was in the hospital for what had to be 6-7 months. He was in ICU.
Well, just crushed rib cage.
Crushed ribs. One of his lungs got punctured and went into his. His rib broke, went into his lung. But the worst of it was he had severed his bowel somehow. So, and the hospital didn't know about it for a little while. So he was just basically shitting into his own body for a solid 4 or 5 days while he was in ICU.
Jesus Christ. Dude, something that fucking health stuff isn't such not an exact science.
No. I mean, they just didn't know. They just didn't know.
Dude, I had a ruptured appendix. They had no idea what the fuck was wrong with me. I got a pain here, blah blah. So they just sort of sliced me here.
Ooh.
Did some exploratory surgery, and then they realized It never dawned. I'm literally holding right where my fucking appendix is, and they didn't figure that one out.
Well, that's you mentioned doctor as one of the things you wanted to be, and it's like that's exactly what we're talking about. It's like I thought being a doctor when I was a kid was like you come in with the clipboard and you just go you write little things on it.
Yeah, take that rubber hammer and you just knock on somebody's knee. Here, take that. Tell me in the morning.
Yeah, but it's dude.
It's always some hot chick wiping your brow.
I would never. Yeah, exactly.
That was being a doctor. It wasn't 8 years of medical.
Scalpel.
Yeah. I'm losing them. You thought it was like on MASH and you're making jokes, ripping off the Marx Brothers. Dude, tell me Alan Alda wasn't doing Groucho Marx the entire. You sound like that fucking.
He was.
That penguin doing the pickle commercial.
It's a bird. It's a bird doing the pickles. I know you're talking about.
It's a stork.
It's a stork. That's not a penguin.
It's a fucking white bird with a big beak.
You know all those white penguins with the huge beaks. Yeah. But he was supposed to be doing Groucho Marx, right?
Was he?
Yeah, he was like that was.
Yeah, I get it. He's a doctor. He's in Korea. That looks like the Hollywood Hills. I get it, Joe.
But no,
I get
I'm saying
it.
he was.
Do 11 seasons.
I hate MASH. I hated that show.
Oh man, come on!
I hated that show. I hated it. The beginning would get me so depressed, dude.
What about the laugh
Every time
track?
the credits started, doom, 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 doom. Dude, that music, I just wanted to fucking kill myself. And then they had the serious episodes with no laugh track.
Can you please do the intro again?
Doom, 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 doom.
What is that? That sounds like Chinese music. Listen to him do the beginning. Do the very beginning.
That's what it did in the beginning. He'll go doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, but you sound. I know how it goes. You idiot! You think I never heard it?
This is lyrics. What's this?
It's a real song. It's not like it's the MASH theme song. It's a real. It's a real.
It's the MASH theme song.
Wait a minute. Let's listen to this.
I realize and I can see.
Shut it off. I'm gonna kill myself.
That's called Suicide is Painless.
That suicide
Oh, it is
painless.
Dude, I'm not even joking. Shut that off.
Yeah.
Shut that off, dude. Like,
Who sings that?
wow. Shut it off.
Hang on.
Peter, Paul, and Mary?
No.
Dude, how and where in their concert would they slip that one in? Right after Puff the Magic Dragon? You fucking dumb cunt.
It sounds like Peter, Paul, and Mary. That's what they sounded like. I bet you it's those guys that sing, counting flowers on the wall, smoking cigarettes till dawn. Those guys?
Kingston Trio? I don't know who that is.
I just have it listed as the theme song, but I know it's an actual.
Dude, if I'm ever alone and I listen to that song, good Lord. Dude, can you imagine listening to that when you're on the road? Just sit in a Super 8. You just bomb,
I'm going to do it as an experiment.
At a college. Well, you better have somebody on the phone when you do it.
You can be my call guy. You can be my sponsor that I'm going to call.
Joe, I always go for the laugh, so I'm the wrong guy to have.
Did I ever tell you? You want to hear about things? Something that I thought I was going to be?
It would be great if we could just take a call right now.
Yeah. You want to hear about something?
You want to talk about garbage again?
Huh?
Here's something else I thought I was going to be growing up. And are you ready to have a field day to make fun of me for this?
Okay.
I thought I was going to be a gangster rapper. And my name, I used to record albums at my house and then bring them to school and give them to my friends under the alias of Cracker Jack.
And what was Cracker like white guy?
Yeah, and I was trying to find the tapes to bring them in today, and they're all at my mom's house. But I'll bring them into the show, and we'll play some of the old songs on the show.
Jesus, you gotta give it Joe. That's balls.
It is miserably embarrassing, dude. It's so fucking embarrassing. But I'll bring them in.
You have to.
I'll bring him in.
Cracker Jack. And when it was jacked, you're gonna get jacked.
No. It was just
sort of
Cracker Jacks. It was just a play on the fucking candy.
All right, well, I get the cracker part. You just said fuck the jack part. Well, it's just it was a play on the first half of the candy.
No, it was just and like a Cracker Jack is somebody that's good at something.
Can you do a play on like Hershey and just fuck with the her with a him she? What about the she part? Oh, it's just sort of a play on the candy.
Gee, that'd be a good name for the first tranny rapper.
You know what annoys the shit out of me? Somebody, and people do this all the time as far as like being uninformed fucking idiots, is when people are trying to say that something did a 180 and they say it did a 360.
Yeah.
It's like, this chick was all over me, right? And all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, she does a fucking 360. She's not... Dude, that would mean she's still all over you, you dumb fuck.
Oh, that's
It's
so
a
annoying.
180
That's so
for
annoying.
anybody. So if you can learn anything.
My friend said that to me once. It made me feel so stupid. I was like, boy, you pulled a real 360. He's like, well, Joe, if I pulled a 360, I'd be right back here where I started again. It's actually a 180, fucking idiot. I was like, okay. All right, then. All right, then.
All right, there, you anointing cunt over there.
Oh, boy, bang, zoom.
Danny, what was your dream as a kid? What did you really want to be when you grew up? When you're 8 years old, you don't go, I'm going to be engineering a radio show from Mop Closet.
You know, I think my parents always beat it into me to, like, you know, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be something, you know, highly
Parents are
paid.
such hacks.
They are. But I guess they just try to do the right thing, I suppose.
Your
But,
parents never said encourage a man to throw up eggnog into another man's mouth?
you know,
Like,
they
never...
And it's weird because my guidance counselor never even told me that was an option. So.
yeah. What the...
But yeah, I just kind of assumed that, like, you know, once I got through that whole fantasy world of knowing that I probably wasn't going to go to law school or you know,
Right.
medical school, both my parents had worked for the same company at one time, so I just figured I was set. I'll be like, oh, I'll just, you know, get out of high school and work for the company.
Dude, how long do you think you really need to go to school? Because the reality is the only thing I've ever used that I learned in school was
Basic math.
reading, basic math, and I took some public speaking courses because I was socially retarded. Actually, I took a
I took
debating
some of those,
class.
too. They were fun. They're great classes to take. They were like jerk-off easy A classes to take in
Oh yeah, I got straight A's when I was one semester in college, and my dad's like, "Wow, you know, you're really pulling it together." And I'm like, "Why don't you look at the classes? One was performance for radio, listening to music."
Shut up.
I swear to God,
Listening to music?
I had a semester. I just set it up real easy, Joe.
What was listening to music? What was that
I don't know. I went to Emerson College in Boston, and they had this course, listening to music. It was one of those fuck-off classes, but then I was majoring in radio. And, dude, you can't teach somebody how to do this. The only way you learn how to do it is to do it. So we would have a class, and there was a guy.
You majored in radio?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mass communications with, I mean, I knew I was going to be a comedian, but I was such a fucking loser. I couldn't talk to anybody. Like, when I was like 18, 19, like, I was so, like, socially retarded. I think if I talked to a girl, I literally got embarrassed. Like, my face turned red. I was retarded. So I had to, like, I had to get over it. So radio seemed the easiest way, where it's like, okay, I'm on a microphone, I'm talking to people, but they're not there. And, you know, if they want to fucking yell, "You suck," I'm not going to hear it. I mean, one time I was doing on Emerson, they had this thing, WECB, 6:40 a.m., right? And it only was broadcast to the dorms, and I had the 2 to 6 a.m. slot.
You did overnight in college.
I swear to God. And I'd be sitting there going, "That was the new one from the Spin Doctors." And then I'd just be like, "Anybody has a request?
That was
Could
Little
you-
Miss Can't Be Wrong.
Could you please call in?" At one point, I finally just said, "Jesus Christ, mean anything. Just tell me you hate me, right?" Phone rings. Pick it up, and some guy goes, "I hate you." And it hangs up, dude. And I literally sat in there in my own fucked up mind. The whole school was listening to me, and they all thought I sucked, and they were high-fiving him. I think they saw that catastrophizing thinking. And everyone's going to laugh at me, and then I was going to move back in with my parents, and I'm never going to make any money, you know?
Dude,
Start thinking that way.
college radio is brutal, and that's another thing. You dream about it as a kid. I could not wait to do college radio because I thought I was going to show up, and there was going to be all these fucking, you know, bohemian people in the studio. You coming to the rally?
Yeah.
You know?
There's going to be tear gas, and you're going to be friends with the Black Panthers, and you're really just sitting there.
You fucking get there, you get your shitty 2-hour show. They only play it in the cafeteria while everybody's talking.
That was Dinosaur Jr. Oh, and they had the carts. It was terrible, dude. It was fucking terrible. And that was also when I wanted to be a drummer. So while the songs were playing, I was sitting there by myself practicing 4-stroke roughs
Doing paradiddles.
and paradiddles.
At one of my...
No girlfriend. I just got done banging some chick who was 30, and I found out she had genital herpes. And it took me 4 months to have the balls to go to a doctor to find out. Thank God I didn't get them, but I was literally every day just waking up looking at my dick. All right, no herpes.
No herpes today?
Yeah, no, it's a good day, people. And then I would just go in there.
Oh, man.
That was the new one from the new group Pearl Jam.
Counting blue
of
cards.
their band 10, their album 10, excuse me. If anybody has any requests...
Do you have tapes? Do you have old tapes?
You know what? I might somewhere at my at my parents'
You gotta
house.
find, because now you guys have at least an hour on the next show with Joe's
Yeah,
gangster
considering
rap.
we have to pre-record every fucking show, and no one will ever call in again.
Right.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Well, should we? Our guest is here. Should we take another
Well,
break? And then-
hypothetically, how far into this pre-recorded show are we? That's another thing about this. Now there's no space and time. in this.
If we break now and come back, it'll be top of the hour.
I want you to leave all this in
Okay.
so people can realize how ridiculous the situation this is.
It's Uninformed with Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa.
All right, we're back. And we're back. Uninformed Radio with Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa.
Yep.
And this is the second hour of our pre-recorded show here in the broom closet with no callers whatsoever.
No callers.
No callers. Just keep talking, man.
But Bill, you're doing great.
You're doing fantastic too, Joe. I've learned about socks. That's what I learned in the first hour. For anybody else out there who's still wearing socks that come up to the calf, what?
Go ahead. Finish
Evidently,
your
well,
thought.
your eyebrows went up and you pointed at
Well,
Danny,
I
indicating, don't forget this, Bill.
We actually learned a really cool thing when Danny said, "Never park your car in front of the trash thing."
That's right. Never park your car. Yeah, first hour. Never park your car in front of commercial trash, and those little Wimbledon female doubles champion socks are evidently what a man is supposed to wear when he has shorts on. So, what are we going to talk about this? Oh, this hour we're going to try to get informed here because, Joe, I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't know if I told you this, but I'm going to be relocating to Los Angeles.
I am aware of that.
September
I'm aware of
1st.
that.
I'm making the big move. You know
I
what I mean?
am aware of that. And in fact, Joanne from Comedy Central said to me, she's like, "So Bill's moving, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Aren't you really like sad? Aren't you gonna? You must really be like emotional." And I was like, "Well, we don't really have that kind of relationship. Like, I don't know if we're gonna be." I was like, "I'm gonna miss the guy, of course."
Couples therapy.
But yeah.
No, yeah. So yeah, I'm
I
moving.
think I'm gonna get a little choked up when you leave, dude. I'm not good with the goodbyes, man. So I'm giving
I'll
you.
tell you,
a
you know what I'm not
warning
good
now.
with? You crying with socks that low. I don't know how to, in a heterosexual way, how to handle that. But yeah, you know, dude, I've done. Once you do a Law and Order, there's no more fucking acting work out here. What am I supposed to do? Plus, you know, at some point, I'd love to do a movie that was actually in a movie theater. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've done movies, but none of them, they've always been like, yeah, we're having this film festival.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're having a picnic in Central Park and someone has
exactly.
a screen. It's awful. So anyway,
My mom said we could use her basement.
so I'm going to be moving out to Los Angeles, and I have to do something that I've never done before because I've always lived in cities. Is I actually have to buy a new car. And I don't know if you guys have ever done that. People always talk about what, you know, it just seems like such a fuck over. It's like there's the price that they just say, like anything else. If you're going to buy a shirt, you can't be, you know, it's $40. You know, all right, I'll give you $25. You know, unless you go to a thrift store like yourself.
Well, yeah, it's a very suspicious transaction.
And I have a buddy of mine who sells cars, and he calls me up every day laughing his ass off on how bad they fucked this guy over on a trade or whatever. So I'm nervous because, you know, one of my first experiences out there is going to be buying a car as opposed to dealing with the desert heat with my fair skin. And I don't want to get fucked over. So today, the second hour, we always on Uninformed, we bring in a guest.
Yes.
So Joe and I can not be such morons.
Yes.
About particular areas. And we actually brought in a guy who actually sells cars. Jay Bois.
Sell cars. Jay Bois, yes.
Bois, how do you spell that? I was guessing B-W-A.
It's B-O-I-S. It's French-Canadian.
Oh, French-Canadian.
Yeah.
Jay
Yes.
Bois. How do you feel about that last name?
It's all right.
It's
It
all
works
right?
for me. Yeah, it's
It
a
works
good
for you?
last
Jay
name. A lot of
Bois, yeah.
confusion and whatnot, but
It's a
it
good,
works.
it's a good hockey name.
I thought it was
good, yeah.
boys when I first met you, and I kept saying to people, because Jay,
Well, that's because you're an idiot, Joe.
Yeah.
I thought it was boys.
It's like that
It
old,
spelled like Boise, for Christ's sake.
that's-
I don't think that's that retarded.
that's like that old awful joke. Hey, Gar Khan, let me get some of those escargots. This is Jay Boy.
But Jay produces a
Flavor
comedy
Flav?
show. He produces a comedy show, and I kept saying to people, I'm doing this guy Jay Boy's show. And they were like,
Exactly.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
don't
And then I
fucking
realized I was pronouncing your name wrong. And I was like,
All right.
oh, that's why they didn't.
So you
Oh,
do
sorry.
stand up also?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a great fucking movie. In that, you must have a great screenplay coming. So how long have you been selling cars for?
Well, I don't sell cars anymore, but I sold cars for under 2 years.
Dude, what the fuck kind of guest is this?
I told
the
you he
whole
doesn't sell
thing-
them anymore.
You said that?
I told you he doesn't. Billy, you don't listen when people speak
Joe,
to
you're
you.
not entertaining. You cannot hold my focus. No, you know what? You're right. I don't listen. That's my fault. But you did sell them. Please tell
Absolutely.
me you didn't do it for a weekend and you quit.
Absolutely not. I
Okay.
did it
How long-
for
how
about
long-
2 years.
You did it for 2
Yeah.
years. Okay.
There you go.
Horrible.
What kind of cars did you sell?
I sold Fords and Hyundais.
Where are you from?
I'm from Massachusetts.
You are? How come you got that twang in there? I sold Fords and...
What? Oh, I got a twang. No, I had a
Oh, I
twang.
thought you had a twang. All right. I don't know.
Make
Whatever.
the guy feel welcome.
I'm just talking. Am I coming off like a douche? You
No,
can say
it's
that.
cool. No.
Okay. All right. No, you know what it is? I'm nervous about this whole having to buy a car thing because I don't. What? First of all, what's the whole deal with like the price? That's not the price. Like everybody knows if you pay that price on the sticker, you're a fucking idiot, right?
Listen, cars. All right, the manufacturers bring the cars to the dealership with stickers. Dealers put their own stickers on there. They put their own stickers and they'll jack them up so that they can bring them down, so that they
Right.
can adjust them. Buying a new car is the biggest scam in the world. It's
All right.
horrible.
So basically, I understand that the dealership buys the car
Absolutely.
from the bigwigs, the three
Exactly.
white guys who are actually running the whole world.
Absolutely.
With
yeah.
the oil people, right? The Illuminati people, right? So they buy the Ford Focus off of them, right?
Yeah.
And what do they get it for? Like $600? That's what it's worth. It's all plastic.
I
isn't it?
mean,
Crumple zones. It's a piece of shit.
Needless to say, they make a pretty fat profit. But yeah,
Okay.
I don't know the exact amount that they pay for it. But I know that the sticker
dude,
you see at the dealership.
Don't hold. They didn't. You're not privy to that information, or you hold
No,
it back here?
honestly, trust me, I'd tell you. I mean, there's a lot of things I do know.
What do you think that the dealership actually pays for a Ford Focus? The kind of a shit car that Keith Robinson would drive.
Honestly, I'm not sure about a Ford Focus, but I would.
What did you sell?
I sold Fords and Hyundais. So
never
I mean,
sold
but
the
I sold
Focus.
I sold them a while ago. I sold them when the Focus.
All right.
first
What did
came
the
out,
Pacer go for?
The
What year? First of all, what year did you sell? Did you sell cars?
1996 to 1998.
All right. So was that a Taurus?
Yeah, Tauruses were out there.
There
Absolutely.
you
Okay.
go. The Escort.
The
Ford
Escorts, without a doubt.
What do I do when I walk in? Okay.
Okay.
How should I walk? How should I dress? I want to know how I go onto this lot and get, because I know I'm going to get fucked because they have to make their money. I'm trying to get I'm not trying to get gang raped.
You don't have
Okay?
to get fucked.
I know I got to give it up. Oh, I don't. Okay.
You don't have to get fucked. This is what you got to do. All right.
Okay.
Now, first things first. How's your credit?
My credit is outstanding, sir.
It's outstanding?
It's outstanding.
Then you're all set. If your credit's outstanding, then you have one of two options.
I had one issue with Bally's Total Fitness, but
you-
we fixed that.
Any Columbia
There you
House
go.
issues back in the day?
Pat Benatar CD that
All
I
right,
did.
gotcha.
Cassette tape that I did
Gonna
not.
bite you
I
in the
didn't.
ass.
Oh, that's
It's not
gonna get
really
me.
a penny, you know.
It is.
But but if you have good credit, okay. First of all, I would recommend to anyone to finance through a credit union first, or like e-loan or something like that. Don't finance through the dealership. Because
Why?
Don't finance through the dealership because you only want to deal with one variable with the dealership, the price of the car. You don't
Right.
want to deal with monthly payments, with like down payments, with this, with that.
Because then they're pulling a
That's
train
when
on
they
you,
screw
right?
you,
They're pulling
yeah.
a train. And
That's
the other
when they
guy
pull the
comes in,
train.
he lubes up his dick, and now he's in there.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay. So
All right, well,
so
there
if
you
you
go.
finance, if you finance through the dealership, that's like somebody's coming in for sloppy seconds.
That's when
right?
you can get fucked. I'm not saying completely don't. I'm saying try to avoid it. If you say you have great credit, which you do, sometimes the dealerships will say, "Wow, we'll give you 2%, or we'll give you 1.5%."
And my response there should be,
well, you're,
"Fuck you, buddy."
Well, you want it in
I
writing,
should
man.
take No, actually, sir, thank you for offering that. I got to be better at this. Thank you for offering that. I'm going to go through my own credit union.
Oh, you don't have to kiss their ass. These guys are scumbags,
Dude,
man.
I don't know how to do it either way.
They're regular
I do
dudes.
everything
Just
100%.
say thanks for not being a cunt. I would just say that.
I'm literally writing
And I
this
think
down,
you
dude.
could Put that.
Take the Snoop Dogg approach to buying cars. Be like, man, suck my dick.
Suck my dick. Man, your financing can lick my balls.
Fuck you, 2%.
Then the other people in the showroom who are buying cars.
Your loan officer is a prick.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I don't know if you saw that clip.
It's good. It's good.
I don't know if you saw that clip.
Nice, yeah.
Say salesman. He's got it down. No, it's great. Everything's good. You're still going to buy. So I walk in. All right. Don't go. So you go through their credit union. My own shit.
This is what you do. You go online, you figure out what car you want to buy before you even go to the dealership, right? Mm-hmm. Then you go online and you find out how much this car's being sold. You print up copies of this.
How do I do that? Okay, I go on there within 2 seconds. I'm watching a slap fight on YouTube. Right? So you have to guide me. You go on, you find out how much it costs. Where do I go to that? The honestly top secret GM?
Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Honestly, if you put any make model of a car, a billion dealership websites are going to pop up, and you find out all these prices. So you come armed with that stuff. You have that right there.
Should I come in with like a manila envelope? Would that scare you? As a salesman? If I started pulling out papers, going, well, according to my facts.
If Bill Burr came in with a Trapper Keeper, I'd be scared shit.
According to Wikipedia, all right, so you find out. Well, first of all, man, I want to be able to drive the car to figure it out. So should I go jerk someone around first and drive a couple of cars?
Okay, if you're gonna do that, that's perfectly fine. You're in the best scenario because you're not trading in a car. You don't own a car now. You're golden. They love when they see someone trade in because that's when they get screwed and that's when they can steal your keys.
Well, for the people who are listening, how do they? It's like a little shell game, right?
Oh, it's exactly
because they make you think like, wow, he's giving me $8,000 for this hunk of shit.
Totally.
And then I got this Winnebago for $180,000.
Don't ever trade in at a dealership. Never ever do that. Sell your car privately. It's a pain in the ass to sell your car privately. So many more steps. It's so hard.
How does the scam work? How does the scam work?
They're gonna pay you so much less with the shell game, like you said. They're gonna say that they're offering you 10, 15 grand for your car, but then they're gonna lump it all together, and then they're just gonna move it around. These guys are finance wizards. They're gonna move it all around, make it look like you got that much money for your car.
I've talked to car salesmen. No offense to you, but these people are not wizards.
No, they're not. The finance guys.
The finance guys.
The salesmen aren't at all.
Because my brother used to be in sales, and he hated car salesmen. He used to look at them like how we look at like a prop comic.
Right.
He hated like they were just above like a shoe salesman.
Tell the thing about the keeping your keys. You were telling me something about that.
This is the biggest. I worked for a huge scam company. The company I worked for has since got closed down because they had horrible practices. One of the things they used to do is people would come in, they'd look around at a car, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm kind of interested in that." And the sales manager would say, "Hey, why don't you give us your keys so we can take a look at your car for a trade-in?" And a guy would say, "Well, I don't really want to trade in my car. I want to give it to my daughter or my niece, or I want to sell it privately." He's like, "Yeah, you never know. We could give you. You really don't know." So he'd take the keys, and like the guy would go look for it for 2 seconds, and then the guy wouldn't want the deal, and he'd be like, "All right, I'm out of here. Give me my keys." He'd be like, "Oh, we don't have your keys. Your keys are in the garage. Your keys are here. Your keys are there." And meanwhile, the salespeople would continue to stroke this guy, and so many times, like they'd bring in like a more hotshot salesperson on him, and he'd roll.
Dude, that's when you got to go Steven Seagal. You just gotta start beating people up like, dude, give me my. You can say fuck at that. Give me the fucking keys.
You can say they let you say fuck then. Yeah, absolutely.
Did any? I mean, how many people? How many out of 10 people that you would do that to would go, "Don't fuck with me. Give me my keys right now." And then they'd have to just go, "Okay, sorry."
Very few people would do that. The thing is
if you say don't fuck with me, give me my keys, are you getting your keys immediately?
I would say if you say don't fuck with me, give me my keys, you probably get your keys.
How could you not see that scam going on? How could you be that numb that you wouldn't see what was happening there?
I don't know.
Is it true, too? Like, I had another buddy that was a car salesman, and he told me about the devaluing of the trade-in, where they would call the main office or whatever and talk about the trade-in, and he said every attribute that your car had, he would just go, yes. So they would do this question and answer thing. So the guy on the other end of the phone, I'm on the phone, you're trading in. The guy on the other phone goes, "Does it have an air conditioner?" "Yep." "Does it have this?" "Yep." But anytime he said, "Does it have something it doesn't have?" Like, "Does it have a CD player?" No, it does not have a CD player. And he would emphasize everything it didn't have on, out loud to make you feel self-conscious about your car and make it feel like it was more of a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a good scam.
But if it did have something, you just glaze over it. And I was like, wow, that's such a, dude, that's filthy.
It is. It's rough. It's rough.
What's the biggest like? And after what's the biggest like when you sold a car? What's the hardest you ever fucked somebody? Like how much money? What's the most amount of money that you made?
One of the worst things I ever did. One of the things I feel really, shitty about. All right,
he's not even making eye contact. I'm gonna love this story.
It's really bad. It's really.
Is this gonna be what keeps you out of heaven?
This guy came in here. He was in his mid-20s, and he had an older Thunderbird, right? He had an older Thunderbird, and he wanted to get a brand new Mustang, right? He wanted to get a brand new Mustang GT, the whole thing. And anyway, so this guy, he was upside down.
Get a brand new. This is his dream. I like how you had a little attitude with it.
Yeah. Well, this guy was upside down on his trade, meaning that he owed more money on this Thunderbird that he had than the shit was worth. Right. So he was screwed, right? So he couldn't get him in this Mustang, no way. So what my dealer told me to tell him, what my manager told me to tell him, he says, listen, tell him that if he gets a cosigner, right, we can put him in an escort. He drives it around for 6 months, comes back, and fucking gets his Mustang. Of course, that's bullshit, right? Because you tell him, yeah, you drive it around for 6 months, your credit's going to go up because you co-signed. So what he ended up doing was he brought his grandmother down there, right? His grandmother co-signed on the loan.
Was her hand shaking as she did it?
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I felt horrible about it. His grandmother's there co-signing on this loan, right? And so now, for 6 months, he's making payments on this Thunderbird as well as this Escort, thinking he's going to get good credit. And from what I'm told, in a lot of these scenarios, oftentimes they don't even process the cosign loan.
So wait a second. He didn't even trade in the Thunderbird. He kept the Thunderbird?
He said, yeah, my manager's like, yeah, just make 2 car payments. But the thing is, he wasn't making 2 car payments. It was on his grandmother's name. He was just she was a cosigner.
Oh, see, I totally missed that.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did he come back in 6 months?
So, apparently, I didn't deal with him in 6 months, but apparently he came back and he must have came back in
that's
6
funny.
months.
That's like that chick you fucked and said you were going to call her and you don't, and then all of a sudden she just runs into you in like a club and you're like, oh, God.
Yeah.
That's that guy with the fucking escort. Oh, Jesus.
Here we go.
Without a doubt.
Hey, I'm going to lunch, man. You handle this one.
I remember I got a job at a movie theater, and it was so fucking like diabolical because I was, you go to the movies and it's like everybody complains about the prices, everything. So I was there the first night, and I'm in the back, and the guy showed me how to make the pretzels with cheese dip, whatever. And he's like, "Hey, you just take a fucking spoonful of these pretzel nuggets and throw them in the thing." And I was like, "Is that enough? How many?" He goes, "Hey, dump 2 in. I don't give a shit. You'd have to buy a whole bucket of this shit to get what you're fucking paying for out there, these idiots," right? And I was like, nice. Jesus Christ, man. Like,
wow.
It's so funny, man, when you
Joe
finally
just
get behind the
compared
curtain.
pretzels at the movies from getting fucked over, making 2 car payments. That was a nice
My
little
grandma
segue there.
had to co-sign
Translucent
with me.
analogy.
Yeah, to go down and buy a Dr. Pepper. All right, so so I go. So I'm trying to learn how not to get fucked over when I buy a car. So I go online, find out the car I want first.
Exactly.
Find out what the price is that evidently is at my fingertips if I know how to search it. Then I go in there. All right, so now I know what the price is. Okay, I'm coming in there. Let's just say I want to buy a Mustang, right? I come in there. I want to buy the Mustang. I know the price is $20,000.
Yeah.
They're saying it's 28. How the fuck do I get them from 28 down to like something reasonable? Is 20 reasonable, or is that what they paid the dealer?
If they say they paid 20, then they paid 16.
Okay.
I mean, so there's a lot of leeway in between there. So, like I said, the best thing you're going to be able to do is to go online and find out as many price checks cross-country as you can. So it's not going to
Okay, but I'm saying, so I come walking in, right? I know you paid about 16, so like you've been fucking everybody all day long for $25,000 for this car.
Exactly.
I come in, I know you paid 16 for it. I want to get it for 18. You're still making you $2,000, you know?
Yeah.
Can I just come in there and be, look, I'm giving you 18 for it? Why wouldn't you just say, well, go fuck yourself? I got enough saps coming in here, paying 25, and just let me walk. Like how far down can I take you?
If you're not going to finance through the dealership, if you come in and you just have a check from your credit union, you can do shit like that. you have that leeway. You have the balls. Then you can. I mean, they'll still
you're
going
gonna
to
say the check.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
get a check.
That's what I'm saying. You go to the credit union. You can get approved for a certain amount, and then you go in. You check out the scenario.
Now I know how much the car costs.
Exactly.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
I'm becoming informed.
There you go. Yeah, you're only dealing with one number, the price of the car, and then they're screwed. Well, they're not totally screwed because they're going to try to hit you with other scams. So you only get that one car price. That, you think you're hot shit, which you are compared to most of the scumbags.
What are some of the other scams that they hit you with? Just because I'm going to go out on a limb and say a lot of our listeners do not have good credit.
Absolutely. Another extremely common thing is forced warranty. They'll force you to get an extended warranty, and most extended warranties suck anyway. They're shitty. They're irrelevant things you don't even need for your car. But they'll tell you need you need this warranty, or else you won't get a certain APR, which is total bullshit.
You're talking shop. What's APR?
Okay, it's
annual percentage rate.
Exactly.
Wow,
annual percent. Whoa, you pulled that.
I didn't know what that even meant.
No. You're right. So they'll tell you, I'll be like, oh, well, you know what? We can really only give you like a 9.6, but if you get this extended warranty, then we're going to be able to shave it down to a 7.6. And so people are like, really? That's incredible. But it's stupid because if a finance company isn't going to give you $25,000 in credit, they're not going to give you $27,000 in credit. You know what I mean? They're not going to give you another $2,000. It's bullshit.
I gotta be honest. I don't know. I got lost halfway through that fucking thing.
Sure.
I got a headache. That's why I'm going to get fucked over.
It's
annual percentage rate and extended warranty. So basically, the warranty they're offering me is fine. Dude, you got to keep it simple. I swear to God. I have no attention span, and I'm not the smart guy.
But just to sum that up for you, the whole thing is
I was going to be a lawyer.
Your warranty has nothing to do with the rate that you get, whether you get a warranty or not.
So basically, the warranty that they offer you is the basic one. Is good enough. If you change the oil, you don't do brake stands, whatever other white trash shit you do out there to impress Daisy Duke.
You don't do any Tokyo drifting.
Yeah.
Keep the Tokyo drifting to a minimum. You'll be fine.
All right.
I think, dude, part of it too is you gotta go in with the attitude of like he's saying, it's like, look, here's what I'm paying, take it or leave it. This is going to be an easy sale. Here's the money. It's in my pocket.
My brother's like salesman. He buys them over the phone. Like my parents go to him and they go, "What do you want?" All right, and he before the internet. I don't know how the fuck he did it. I think when he go to the library back then, he somehow a newsstand. He somehow would figure out the price of the car, and he would just be, listen, I'm calling dealerships today. I want this car in this color for this price, and I got this money. All right, I'll buy it right now. I got the check, and like he did it that way. Instead of walking, like, I don't know what. It's like, you ever know when you just know you're going to bomb?
That's your brother's got it right. That's the way to do it.
Why don't you get your brother to do it for you?
Because we got into a fight at a fucking cookout on July 4th. There, it finally came out.
I didn't know it was the same brother.
Yeah, I threatened to knock him out. He was just, dude, we just known each other long enough. I love the dude, but, he was just pushing my buttons. He knew exactly what to say. And then in a loud whisper, I literally took him to the side on this country's birthday, Joe, and said, dude, if you don't stop I am going to knock you the fuck out. I literally ended with, and you've been warned. I felt like I was in wrestling. You've been warned. And I went back to playing like some sort of awful trackball with my sister.
Well, that's the day to do it, on July 4th.
It is. Let me tell you something. You want fireworks, buddy. That was a cookout.
That's the day George, God damn it, that would have been funny. I was going to say George Washington knocked out oppression. That's the day freedom knocked out.
Oh yeah, you're going to bring it around, tie it back in. So that's what I. So this is what. So someone in my position who has good credit, I find out what the fucking car costs.
Exactly.
All right, I go to a private credit union. Monopoly thing.
Private credit union or e-loan. You can do it on e-loan too.
I don't do that shit on the internet.
Do a cash call,
Bill. Why do people pay bills and stuff on the internet? It's like there's fucking kids in dorm rooms breaking into the Pentagon, and they're always sitting there. Go, this is a secure site. Is it? No, it isn't.
Because you got to get to a point where you just got to let go of it, dude. You can't. You know what I mean?
I can't wait. I really hope there's 14 Joe DeRosas out there running around.
There are.
going to Whole Foods and just buying macaroni, and
Dude,
you're going to have to pay for it,
I
buddy.
go to the
You're gonna have to
ATM
pay
right
for
in
it.
the bodega where they sell crack in my neighborhood. I just stick my card right in there.
You see that scam they got, though? You got to watch out for those things. Like restaurants are a place. You got to watch out for restaurants.
Yeah, that happened. That actually happened to Anthony. He was right over here at Jekyll and Hyde's. He went to pay for his bill, and the waiter had one of those the card readers. And before he actually paid for the meal, the waiter just scanned the thing, put it in his pocket. So
You saw him do that?
No. He found out later because obviously he was being charged for other stuff, and then the investigation led right to Jekyll and Hyde's because I guess the guy had done it to a few other patrons.
What I heard is that guys come in there and they offer people at restaurants like $500 a card or something ridiculous like that, $100 a card or whatever. Dude, in the course of whatever, twice a week you got an extra grand in your pocket. So yeah, pay cash when you go out to get the fucking steak tips, dude. I'm the worst. I have no solution. I'm just saying.
Hey, now
you gotta watch out for that shit.
This is my question.
That was that part of the show. You gotta watch out for that shit segment of Uninformed.
This is my question, because speaking of credit and all that shit, I have terrible credit, as we've spoken about on the show, because of the debt collection and stuff. Am I fucked with ever buying a car?
How does Joe DeRosa coming in with a beat up Detroit Tigers hat? Like, you see this guy come walking in, right? He's a schlub, right? You're just like, okay, I know this fuck doesn't have any money. How are you gonna bend him over
Bill,
the fake wood panel station? I was just sitting there. How long can I insult him before he would jump in? He took like
you know he's got a small dick.
Yeah, you're like you're like Jerry Quarry. You just kept staying. You wouldn't go down. You just kept taking him.
I didn't think you were gonna keep going. All right. So what do I do with shitty credit?
Well, what you do is also you go to the credit union or e-loan. You do the same thing. You don't finance through the dealership because if you finance through the dealership with bad credit, you're gonna.
How does this pathetic excuse for a financial statement? How does he go out and get credit?
How do you go about getting credit?
How does he get a loan? How
you
does he
get an escort for 6 months and you drive it around and your credit goes up.
You know what they're going to do on the website? They're going to drag Joe's grandmother onto his laptop. Just hit send, Grandma. That's how you're gonna get your loan.
Dude, they used to they fucked my dad up, man, because my dad had bad credit when I was growing up, and I remember when I got my first car, going into the dealership with my dad, and getting like a 10-year-old Ford Escort or something, and they're like, the payments, give us $400 a month, It's like
the Griswold mobile.
Yeah, dude, it was
horrible.
My dad was so Griswold, like he was such a pushover, and you just be like. And I remember actually convinced my dad that we should get the car, and he was like, how are we going to pay for it? And I go, well, if you don't give me allowance anymore, which was $10 a week, I go, that's an extra $40 a month. And that was, I actually kind of sold him on that, and he went for it.
So you were a part of it.
Yeah, I saw what the guys were doing. I jumped right in there with it. I jumped right on the winning team.
But getting back to this, so this is basically, like, have you bought a car since you left?
No, I have not. I moved to New York.
You moved to New York, yeah, so you don't need one. But, man, it's like this simple. Like, when you worked at the dealership, how many times did somebody just call up over the phone and go, I got this check, I want this car?
Never. People never did that. They were uninformed, and people never did that, and my dealership screwed people
uninformed.
left.
Well, let me ask you this, then. Who the fuck am I then that I can actually just do this?
Because people are starting to do that now. People are starting to get smart. They have the internet. They have all the prices. They can compare. They have e-loan. You can get the other thing is people never knew their credit up until a couple years ago.
This is a great prank phone call. Is there any way that we can in the future, when we're in a real studio, and we can actually tape this show live, and we can have callers and.
Let's prank call one now. Can we
call one up and just be like, look, man, I know you only paid $12,000 for that Mercedes. I got it right here. Tell them the website to go to. I got to check and just see if it works.
The thing about what you want to do is we can't do it live, but we can definitely pre-record it, and as long as we tell the guy that we do this to that it's going to be aired on the radio and he gives permission, then we can do it. But we can't do it live, or else we'll get in a lot of trouble.
Can we do it now and then just cut it out if they don't give us the approval?
No, I got a better idea. Why don't we just we'll do it anyways? We don't tell the fucking guy, and then I mean, come on, we're in stand-up. How many guys do you know can do impressions? We'll just have them do an impression of the guy saying, yeah, it's okay to play it on the radio. Is that a bad idea?
See, when you hear all these prank phone calls on like Shit Easy 100 and Morning Zoo type, that's all just horseshit. It's just actors.
I know. I was an actor doing those. I used to do those.
I know a girl. She gets paid actually pretty well to be a voice actor. And
Yeah.
All of those are fake?
I used to get $100
A
a
lot
call.
of them are fake. A lot
Dude,
of them.
I get $100 a call. They'd call me in the morning and they'd go, "All right,
God, I'm such a sap.
here's the deal.
I'm not doing that.
We'd be on three-way, and they'd be like, Joe, Chelsea, say hi. Hi. Okay, Chelsea, your name's going to be Cindy. Joe, your name's going to be Mark. You sent her flowers today because you caught her cheating on you, and this is your way of saying fuck you to her." And that's the premise of the call. And and we would do this whole fake radio.
And I guess because it's not scripted, you can actually make it sound real.
No, dude, it sucked.
It was bad?
It sucked. And they'd be like, then they'd keep interrupting you and be like, okay, now say, call her a bitch. No, don't call her a bitch. That's me. Call her slut, and say this, and then and the other. I always got paired up with the worst fucking actors. Like they could never get it right.
Of course,
and,
Joe's never part of the problem.
No, never.
Would never been you and your awful acting.
I know. I took a class I took a prank call class, and I know how to do it. I just.
Wait, time out. Hey, wait a second.
Bill, didn't you take that in college too?
Yeah, I was that
kidding.
semester when I got straight A's.
It was
you
a joke.
Oh, all right. Well, you sold it so well, you disguised it. I didn't see it. I
Well,
thought for a second
there
you
you
actually
go.
took a prank phone
Who's
call
the shitty
class.
actor now, cocksucker?
Oh, Joe DeRosa, you got to give it up. Joe DeRosa got me on that one.
Bang, boom.
Bang, zoom. Hey, we got to take. I think it's time for another break. You listen to Uninformed Radio. We're learning how to buy a car here, and we're going to talk about some other bullshit when we get back. Keep it here, whatever fucking date it is when they air this shit.
It's Uninformed with Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa.
All right, we're back here on Uninformed. Bill Burr, Joe DeRosa, and we're learning how to, this hour, we're learning how to, the informed hour. I'm moving to L.A., so I got to figure out how to buy a fucking car, and I don't want to get raped in the parking lot and have to scrape asphalt pebbles off the side of my cheek. Horrific.
There you go.
Anyways, you weren't even listening, Joe. How the hell am I supposed to get a laugh? You're over there.
I heard
You're
the
over.
pause. I heard the pauses.
That was where you should have been laughing. You know what, dude? It wasn't even funny. Why am I going to stick up?
I heard what you said. You don't want to get raped and you get asphalt things on your cheek. I heard you. Anyway, so during the break, Jay told us that you should not buy the Lowjack either. That's a bad idea.
Don't go over
Well,
Lowjack.
just get people up to pace here. What you want to do is go online. Don't even go to the dealership. Find out how much the fucking car is. Then you go to a private credit union. Get a check for it, and then you just call them up, I guess, and just say, "Look, this is what I'm paying."
You can call them up, and you can pit dealers against each other. You can be like, "Listen, I called assbag Lexus dealer on shit road over here, and he's telling me $25,000, and then you're telling me you're 28. What's the deal? Can you beat his price?"
Yeah, if you beat that, I'll pay for this.
Yeah,
I'll put you in the driver's seat. All right, and you said do not take the extended warranty. That's BS. And now, during the break, you mentioned something about Lowjack and
Exactly. If you are going to finance through the dealership, another thing that they'll tell you, besides the warranty, is another reason why you can't get a certain credit rate, which is APR,
Right.
is the Lowjack. They're like, oh, we won't be able to approve your loan if you don't get Lowjack. Total bullshit. Another thing is this other thing is popular.
And that's why you don't finance through them.
That's why you don't finance through the dealership.
Because they just keep tacking on this stuff
Exactly. They keep saying you need this.
And they bring out Rusty Jones. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
If you don't get
Who the
the...
hell was Rusty Jones?
I'm dating myself. They used... Hello, Rusty Jones. Goodbye, Rusty Cars. There was a redheaded guy looking like me with a mustache.
A plaid shirt?
Yeah, and a plaid shirt, and they used to do the undercoating. Somehow, and your car wasn't going to get rusted out, even though they threw rock salt. It was bullshit. It was
You
another
could be
way.
the new Rusty Jones.
I really could. It was actually my uncle who used to be Rusty Jones. So all that stuff that they're tacking on. So when you walk in there, all that stuff, when they say the extended warranty, the Lowjack, all that type of stuff.
Exactly.
And what they do is they try to blackmail you by going, we can't give you this loan unless you get this stuff. And if you're an informed individual, you can say that's actually not true. Because I listen to the Uninformed show.
Like, that has nothing to do with the APR. And the other thing is, when they do sell you the Lowjack, you know, they'll charge you 3 times as much for it. The other thing is VIN etching, vehicle identification number.
VIN etching. Is that like the Puerto Rican guys do? They put their names on the windshield?
Yeah.
Hey.
But, you know, it's this stupid thing where they'll, like, put all the major parts of your car, they'll put the vehicle identification number. It's stupid. It's a total scam. And they'll charge you 3 times as much for it, if they even do it. Oftentimes, my dealership got in trouble because they told people they charged people for Lowjack and they never even put it in.
They never put it in?
Dead serious.
And basically, they're sitting there going,
people don't check.
What are the odds it's actually going to get stolen?
Well, people are like, where's the Lowjack? And I'm like, well, we can't, you know, and it's true. Like, well, we don't tell you the location of the Lowjack because, you know, then it'll be a security risk. Well, they never put it in to begin with.
And then what happens? Then the person finally figures out when their car gets stolen?
Sometimes.
That's you're standing on the side of the road going, this is going to be great.
Sucker,
I got Lowjack.
Yeah, and meanwhile, your head literally turns into a fucking lollipop like in the cartoons. Sucker.
And all you're hearing on the side of the road in your phone is, I'm sorry, sir, we don't have you in the system. It's fucking Joe DeRosa. D.E. Just lose it. Sir, there's no reason to use that language. We don't have you in the system. Oh, my God, that would be horrific. So basically, wow. So, dude, you know something? Out of all the guests, maybe because I'm going in and I'm buying the car.
No, this is the most informative any guest has ever been. This is the most useful, like practical.
As far as, because everybody out there basically, you know, is going to buy a car at some point. A lot of people have fucked up credit. So even when you go in with fucked up credit, you should still go to your own credit union. And when they try to tack on all this stuff, the Rusty Jones, the Lowjack.
Exactly.
The VIN etching. All that stuff, you're like, no, I don't need any of that.
You don't need it.
And when they go, well, then we can't give you a loan. Sir, that has nothing to do with the loan.
Absolutely.
I'm aware of you and your practices.
Give
me the car for this. Here's my check. If you don't give me the car, I'm taking this check. You see this check where I could fill in your name? I'm walking out.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to buy a
You're in the pole
car.
position.
I can't wait to buy a car.
You got it, dude. You got it.
Jay,
you're ready.
Thank you so much for coming on, dude.
Thanks a lot for having me,
you
Bill.
also do comedy shows, so now with the thousands of dollars you just saved me, you gotta hype your stuff.
Okay, great. Yeah. Every Thursday night at the Telephone Bar on 2nd Ave between 9th and 10th Street, I run a show called The Clubhouse. With Peter Kazanov and Cassidy Henahan, and I just play all over the city. And
you got a MySpace page?
I do have a MySpace page. It's just my name, Jaybois.
Jay Bois. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Really
Jay,
appreciate
thanks,
it,
man. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Ah, dude.
Awesome.
See, I was actually scared shitless to buy a car, like just knowing I was going to walk in there. It'd be like if I entered a dance contest, just knowing the horror that was going to happen.
That's fucking funny, man. All right. Well, are we taking another break here?
You want to take another break? We just came out of a break, and now it's getting awkward, Joe.
We can. It's cool. Whatever you guys want to do.
And then we'll just come out and bang out the rest of the show all at once.
We're banging all at once, and we're just going to leave all this in because why the fuck not, right?
Who cares? Who cares?
All right, you listen to Uninformed, Bill Burr, Joe DeRosa. When you come back, the final hour. I hope anybody out there, if you're buying a car, you don't get raped.
Uninformed with Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa.
Hi, we back? All right, we're back. Uninformed, Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa.
Hello.
Final hour here where we're gonna talk a little shit here. Oh, Dan, you got like a week ago. Was it like a week and a half ago?
It was a week ago. I had the utter joy. You know when something happens to you and you just fall to your knees and you just go, thank you, Jesus, God. Like if you found like $100 bill on the ground and you're like,
Personally,
dude.
I just pick it up.
Yeah, you're just like, dude.
I like how you had this great big setup and then your example stunk. You ever just on your knees going, Jesus, thank you,
All right.
God, because you got a fresh bagel that morning? No, Joe, I really don't take it to that level.
Let me give you a new example. Like the kind of feeling you get when you know a chick and she's like the hottest fucking chick you've ever seen, and then you actually fuck her, and that moment when she's standing in your bedroom in her fucking panties and you're like, holy shit, I'm actually about to what fucking angel blessed me today that I'm actually getting to do this. This is one of those moments. Danny, I went into a Salvation Army, right? I went into a Salvation Army on 14th and 4th or something like that. And I just was walking by it, and I went in.
Point, Joe.
I went in.
4th, it was an overcast day, and
I went in because they had a big sign in the window that said CDs $2. So I go in and I'm looking through the shit, and it's all
you like music?
Yeah, because I like a tune now and then, right? So I go in and I'm looking through the CDs. And what do I find in there amongst the piles of shit that people have donated to the poor because they don't even want to see it on their fucking shelf anymore? Robert Kelly Live on the shelf.
Bobby Kelly's comedy CD. His like ABBA tapes that people were like, why did I ever buy this shit?
Yeah, it was in between a Gordon Lightfoot CD.
And now that's what I call music, volume 70.
Yeah, and a broken ukulele.
And a How to Learn German cassette. This fucking thing, dude, and I'm just like, thank you, Jesus God, for all the car rides I took with this motherfucker, where I had to open for him in Albany, New York, for $200, and he would trash me for 5 fucking hours the whole way up, and I had no way to get out of it.
But this is the thing, Joe. This is the thing. Someone could just, maybe they just uploaded it on the computer, and if you just find one CD in there.
Well, Bill, let me tell you where that's flawed. Because I thought at first, okay, it's one CD.
Right.
Maybe somebody just got rid of a bunch of shit.
Just in defense of Bobby, yeah.
But then I continued to look, and you'll see, as I have proof of it here on my cell phone, I found 9 CDs.
9 copies of Robert Kelly Live.
Of Bobby Kelly's CD. You can see them all right there. And they were all used. They were clearly used. So
they were open. People listened to it.
The first thing I did was I sent pictures of them to Billy, first of all.
It's great. He's got this picture of this older Asian woman just holding up a Robert Kelly Live, smiling.
Yeah, well, that's the lady behind the counter. I brought the CD over, and I go, could you take a picture holding this CD? I'll take the picture of you. And she's like, why? She barely spoke English. And I was like, because it's my friend's CD. And at first I thought she was like maybe a little retarded or something, but then it wasn't that. I don't think she could believe that somebody would actually know one of these shitbag artists whose CD was on the shelf. None of those people exist.
There were 9 copies.
9 fucking copies, right?
Of Robert Kelly Live. This is just in one store.
In one store. So I sent pictures to you.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that album's a failure.
Yeah. I sent pictures to Billy. Yeah, it was like when you went into Sam Goody and you looked in the budget bin and they had all the copies of that third Poison album. The one that had Unskinny Bop on it. And they all have the hole drilled in it.
No, it's the post-grunge, when grunge destroyed hair metal, but Poison kept making albums. Wow. 9 copies. Let me ask you this, though. Were there any other comedian albums in there?
Of course not, Bill.
Not a one.
Not one. Not one.
Wow, that is a statement.
Not even a fucking Jack Parr. Or something really old. Where you go,
not an Ant? How about was there an Ant DVD?
No. Emotionally unavailable?
Yeah, no emotionally unavailable in there?
Nothing. Not a thing.
The high-quality recording at the Laugh House in Philadelphia? You can literally hear on my CD, like somebody, like when the checks are coming out, you hear the cash register going. I left everything in.
Here's the funny part, though. Here's the funny part, though. I call Bobby up, of course, right? Because what else do you do besides rub it in a guy's face? And he goes,
and where else would Bobby be if he wasn't on his sofa?
Yeah. Bobby was, I think it was post his 5th knee operation, and he
went to a veterinarian the first time. That was the problem. They thought,
dude, what they did was they gave me a dog's knee.
I wasn't buying any of that. I wasn't buying it. Dude, they gave me a knee operation from fucking 7 years ago, dude. It's like, did he call a number on the subway? Knee operations.
He went to-
1-800. I can run again.
Dr. Zizmore did his knee operation.
Dude, so they fucking...
I just did a local reference for the entire country.
Who was... I don't even know who that is.
I don't even know what I gave you a laugh. Zizmore sounded funny.
I thought it was the
sounded funny.
doctor on Futurama. That's not who that is?
No, it was Zoidberg.
Zoidberg, all right.
No, Dr. Zizmore was that guy. He did the commercials, bad local commercials for like acne. If you had bad acne, you'd go to Dr. Zizmore.
That's the funny thing about Bobby Kelly. He has the latest technology, but he gets a knee operation from 1972. Like, you know, he already has the iPhone.
Dude, it's unbelievable, dude. I can turn on
Well,
my
Dad-
fucking shower with my phone, dude.
He's gonna... How long... Dude, I got the eye knee. Dude, I got the eye knee. I can watch TV in my fucking knee, dude. It's got a full keyboard.
Bobby, that's ridiculous.
Dude, how many times you cross your legs on a plane? fucking Goodfellas, dude. It's right there in my fucking kneecap, dude. Dude, it's fucking wireless, dude.
That fucking idiot talked me into getting wireless internet. I live in a one-bedroom apartment. I can literally move my computer now. No matter where I am, I can still see where I was sitting on my desk when it was plugged in. It'd be one thing if I had, like, this palatial estate.
Well, you have a laptop?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not that bad. I mean,
Yeah, but the battery fucking dies in, like, half an
Billy's
hour.
apartment is the size of this room.
I have a, you know what?
Wireless.
It's a little bit bigger. Fuck you. Well, you know what, dude? I bought the thing, so you're getting real personal here. I could have bought a house for the amount I paid for it.
So listen. So this is the best part of the story to me is so I call Bobby, right, and I'm fucking with him. I'm like, dude, you know, they got your fucking CD down here, bro, right? And he's like, dude, fuck you, right? He's like, leave me alone. And I go, why would your CD be at a Salvation Army? You know, it's not even a thrift store. It's not even like a hip retro clothes. It's this fucking store for poor people. Somebody donated your CD. He's like, don't make it worse, douche, right? And he hangs up. Then I call him back and I'm like, Bobby, they actually have 9 copies of this fucking thing here. Yeah, exactly, right? And he's going, dude, you know what happened? I bet you this is what happened. Some fucking guy that I don't work with anymore that has a bunch of copies of my CD that was working for me dumped them at the fucking Salvation Army to be like, fuck you, I'm getting rid of them, right? And I'm like, well, no, dude, because they're all opened and listened to, man, right? And he goes, stupid, they come opened. You can't get them wrapped. They come opened already. That's why they're all fucking open, dummy. You stupid dummy. And I go, oh, all right, dude. So he kind of took the steam out of it, and I hung up, and I was like, fuck, man, he's got a good point. That probably is what happened. But then God shined another fucking ray of sunshine down on me. And, dude, it literally was like in Indiana Jones where there's that beam of light coming down on the golden idol, because I found one that was wrapped. And it was just sitting there. Like, you could hear the fucking...
Joe's got the staff of rock.
Yeah. That little bag of sand where he's going to switch it real quick before a big beach ball rolls down at him.
And you could just see it wrapped, and I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. This is the one I'm fucking buying. And then I call him back, and I go, hey, Bobby. And I'm like, you know, it's really weird. It must have been some kind of freak thing, because they don't make them wrapped. They actually have one here that's wrapped. So I'm going to just buy it so you can see it.
Somebody went through the trouble of laminating
Yeah.
CDs.
And then, so I say that to him, and he just goes like this. He goes, goodbye. Goodbye. Because he was just like, fuck you, dude. It was...
Dude, that is fucked up that there was 9 copies. I mean, I'm sitting there trying to defend the guy. It's just... you know what's the greatest thing about Bob? This is how great Bob is with technology, is somehow he's going to get a copy of this clip, and he's going to watch it in his new fucking artificial knee.
Burr, you didn't stick up for me, dude. You got nothing better to do than fucking talk about my CD, dude.
You don't get personal on the fucking air, you fucking cocksucker.
Oh, that's fucking great. Yeah. So you guys, if you want Bobby Kelly's CD and you don't want to pay full price, just stop to your local Salvation Army.
On 4th Avenue between 14th.
Plenty of copies, people.
13th, I
Opened,
believe.
wrapped, however you like them.
They got them all down there, and I took all those pictures. I actually got a lady
Did they have
to
a
buy one.
not you T-shirt down there too?
They had that. The Tourgasm DVD was down there.
Did you go to a Bobby
Bobby's
merch? Bobby's merch.
Original knee was down there.
Poor bastard. You know what's funny? The karma of doing this. I know my fucking CD's gonna end up somewhere. Mine's been frisbeed out of. I mean, how many people do you think actually keep it? You know, they listen to it one time. They're jokes. How many times can you listen to it? You know, like, yeah, I got it. Wing. Toss it out the side.
Did you bring up? I can't remember if you did. If you did, I apologize. But did you bring up at comics on this show where somebody threw that powdered donut at you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what? Oh, dude, Greg Charles at Caroline's was doing an impression of that video last night. I was pissing my fucking pants.
Oh, for people listening out there, if you want to see me get hit with a donut hole while I'm on stage,
It looks like the Zapruder film. It's fantastic.
This is what happened. I was on a club, which you already named, but I'm not going to say what it was.
Oh,
it was basically there was a private party there. It was a group from this advertising company, and they had been drinking at Chelsea Piers for since 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it was a nightmare. They're all high-fiving each other as I came out there. They weren't listening, and I'm a cunt, and I have to react to everything. So I just started trashing them, basically saying that they didn't follow their dreams in life because no one as a kid dreams someday I'll be in advertising and I'll have a clipboard. I forget what the fuck I said, and all of a sudden I'm in the middle of it, and somebody threw this donut hole at me, had a little powdered sugar on it. It's great when they show it in slow motion. It's on myspace.com/Bill Burr, B-U-R-R. It hits my elbow. It's like a paintball exploding right off the side.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. You see that powder puff go.
Puff of smoke.
Dude, what are all the things you've been? I've been hit with a donut, dental floss. Somebody threw a pack of dental floss at me once, and I was killing. I was doing a bit about working in a dental office when I first started out. So some stupid whore in the back thought she could add to it by throwing dental floss at me and hitting me in the chest.
I don't think I ever got anything thrown at me.
Ice. I've had ice thrown at me.
Dude,
I guess 3.
Dude,
ice, donut, and dental floss. Kind of
his
random.
impression of that video, dude.
Oh, Greg Charles?
Yeah, he's just going. Bill comes out on stage and goes, hey, you are gonna fucking kill me? Go, hey, that's my dream. We're gonna fucking.
Yeah, unapologetically. You know what I mean? You get one thing thrown at you, you can blame the crowd. But I'm really starting to. I'm realizing what a cunt I am. I'm actually back in therapy, Joe.
You're back in therapy?
I went back to therapy. You know what the hardest fucking
ago?
thing? You know what the hardest? I realized that I even lie in therapy. I'm so full of shit that I literally had to keep stopping, going, all right. So I'm literally breaking it. I'm trying to be so honest. I'm literally just walking in saying how irritating I find my therapist. I really resent having to come in here and do this. I'm not saying that I don't know that I have to do this, but you just sitting there. And the way you pause and wait for me after I talk just fucking annoys me. And it'll just be like, all right, so it makes you feel angry. I'm like that. The fact that you didn't have a fucking reaction to that is bugging me. I'm trying to. I don't know.
How long have you been going for?
I went back to therapy. Dude, I don't know, a fucking month ago.
So you've been in 4 times. What do you go once a week?
Yeah, why are you taking a therapist tone with me all of a sudden? I didn't fucking. That was creepy. So you've been there.
Did that make you angry, Bill? What I just said?
Did I just kill the bit? I just killed the bit.
No, it wasn't. I wasn't trying to do it. I was just.
Yeah, no. I went back. Yeah, dude, I'm a psycho, right? I'm 39. It's it's that point where it's just you're not married, and yeah, Joe, just fucking. Just inhale right into the microphone.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm a psycho, so I gotta dude, I've seen myself. I see what I do to dogs. I can't have a kid yet.
What do you do to dogs?
I have to fuck with them. I have to fuck with them. They can't just. I just have to push them to the point where they're gonna. The shit that my brother did to me. Over 4th of July, he just kept pushing my buttons, pushing my buttons until I finally fucking snapped, and then he just had this ear-to-ear grin, yeah, that was enjoyable. He just walked away.
You're a fucking button pusher. This fuck, he's talking about Bobby Kelly being mean, dude.
I don't like the hole in your jeans that makes you sexy.
We're
like you're doing an acoustic gig with Bon Jovi tonight.
These are my Jennifer Aniston jeans. We're down at the cellar one night, right? And I show up, and I'm just trying to fucking hang out, whatever. And he starts ragging my T-shirt. And he's going, I'm sick of you wearing your fucking conversation T-shirts. Can
I say what the T-shirt was? He had on this pickle green T-shirt that had a picture of Darth Vader with hedge clippers pruning a tree. And it's like, you can't wear a shirt like that and not be trying. That's like when you have nothing interesting to say, so you're a crazy T-shirt guy.
But you know that
and
that's not the case.
And you walk into... No, I don't know that's not the case.
Now I'm starting to cringe because I know what awful T-shirt I'm wearing.
What do you have on?
It's... Somebody sent it in for
Strictly for my ninjas.
Dude.
When they do a period piece about the awful fashion during this period, whenever they do like a Dazed and Confused, it's going to be T-shirts like that and those fucking women's socks that you're wearing.
You wear that Bruce Lee shirt. I mean, how is that any different?
Because it doesn't say strictly for my ninjas.
Listen.
It says that I'm a fan of...
Hold on.
You're wearing an AC/DC shirt, dude. That's not stupid. That means you like the band. That thing is... you get it?
No, I don't get it.
But
it's been laundry day for the last 5 days.
Well, it's supposed to be...
I haven't worn underpants since last week.
Are you going to use
Tupac
the
album.
laundry day excuse?
I swear.
You know how many
There's
times
a
I do that?
Tupac album called that, except it says... I'm afraid I can't say the fucking word. It says...
Yeah, no, I know.
Whatever. No, this is the point, though.
You just brought up awful T-shirts.
Yes. Call Michael Richards.
So anyway, he's fucking with me, and we go through the motions of, all right, yeah, you hate my T-shirt, it stinks, whatever. So I'm like, all right, dude, all right, I'm done. Like, I don't want to, I just want to kind of hang out.
Blood in the water.
Right?
Blood in the water. He showed
Just
weakness.
want to kind of hang out. So he keeps fucking going, and he keeps going, and I'm like, and he sees that it's like, and Bobby's fucking with me, and they see that it's one of these things.
This is bullshit. This is
where
bullshit.
They see it's one of these things where I'm getting like upset, and I'm like, stop. It's not bullshit. Because they
bullshit.
left. They get into a cab. This is the mean part.
I'll tell you where it's bullshit. Because what you said was that you kept going, no, dude, I'm done. And then I just kept going. No, you kept defending your shirt. You kept feeding the flames, Joe. You kept throwing a log in the fire.
I said that part. I said we went through the motion with the T-shirt, and then after that, I said I'm done. But then you kept fucking with me about other shit. And then they get up and walk out of the cellar.
We left Joe almost... No, Joe goes like this. What's wrong with you guys? Can't you just talk about regular stuff? Can't you just have a regular conversation? And then Bobby goes, well, dude, why don't... start a regular conversation. We both just sat there. And then Joe, like an idiot, takes the bait and goes, well, Bob, I heard you moved to the Upper West Side.
I was kidding.
And then he goes, well, yes, Joe, yes, I did. And I go, this conversation's awful, I'm leaving. And then me and like 3 other people all got up and just left Joe alone at this table like some loser in a cafeteria.
Which is, right there, is so fucking mean. It's so mean. I've eaten dinner in this fucking man's house. I've drank wine with him. We do a radio show together. You think he'd give me a little more respect? He gets up, he walks out.
Fuck
but
you
then,
and your fucked up T-shirt,
then,
Joe. Grow a dick.
He walks out. He walks out, right? When your brother did it to you, and you go, I'm going to knock you the fuck out.
Yeah.
I would never say that to you. I don't want to fight you.
Because your joints don't work.
So listen, this is the point I'm trying to get to. He leaves, and they both send me text messages being like, dude,
listen to this,
I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry. Like, you weren't in a good mood tonight. You're in a weird place. Sorry we fucked with you. You're a little emotional.
No, we
sorry.
both sent separate texts.
Separately.
With that vibe.
And I fucking call them both back, and I'm like, separately, I call each one of them, and I go, hey, man, listen, I'm not trying to be a bitch. I'm really sorry if I'm being, like, kind of sensitive tonight, but I just want you to know it means a lot to me that you sent that apology.
And as he's saying this, I'm in the cab with Bobby, and Bobby's, you know...
And they're laughing at me.
No, dude, this is what happened. I looked at Bobby, because right there, he was setting himself up for the final just pounding of all of his self-esteem. I just looked over at Bobby, and I covered the thing. I'm like, dude, I can't. I just go, he's going to take it as a legitimate apology. I'm going to be like, all right, Joe, yeah, no problem. And I hung up. I was like... I felt like a fag because I didn't go with it. Like, we just should have sent him right down to bedrock. So, dude, I do have lines. I do have lines that I won't cross.
And I knew it was a fake apology. I figured it out when I go, dude, thanks for sending that. I appreciate it. I'm not trying to be a bitch, but I do appreciate it. And you go, yeah, dude. Well, I got to meet somebody, so I'll see you later. And I was like, this fucking cocksucker. He got me. He got me.
You'd think he would have noticed because, like, 2 people sent him basically. When would Bobby... Forget about how what a cunt I am. When would Bobby ever
has
do
called
that?
me and apologized to me before.
Oh, that's
stuff.
right. That's right. Bobby does do that. Bobby, you're right.
He does that.
All right, well, then I should have given it away. Bobby's real good at that. When Bobby's a cunt, he brings flowers the next day, like fucking little Merlin Olsen. He's real good at it, but I'm not.
I watched him and Steve Byrne have a fight one night. We were all in the car. We had to go do some fucking USO gig or something. And, dude, Bobby was just on Steve from the minute Steve got in the car that day. Like, he just decided it was Steve's turn to take it all fucking day. And he was doing the Bobby thing where he's like, right, dude? Right, Joe? Isn't he fucking annoying? And he's trying to drag you in it. And it's like, Bobby, I don't really want to be mean to Steve. I kind of, he's my friend. I like him, you know? And then, but dude, he was not let off of Steve all day. And then it finally popped on the way home.
Do you have videotape of that? I would just love to watch
They got into a fight, dude. And Steve's in the back seat going, oh my God. Oh, you're so angry. Oh, right? Bobby, you're so angry. And Bobby's going, hi, my name's Steve Byrne. I'm all tone. Say something funny, fuckhead. Right?
You know what's funny is they're probably going through a war zone in Iraq to do some fucking USO gig. Where were you?
No, we were going to Jersey to like a VFW USO.
Oh, that thing? Yeah. I did that thing. When people always send me emails like, dude, you did the comedy show supporting the troops. Way to go. Where were you? When you in Iraq? Nah,
they fought.
I was out in New Jersey.
They fought
I was
so
home that
bad.
night.
They fought so bad. Steve Byrne got out of the fucking car in traffic, and he's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And he just got out of the car and just and walked to wherever the fuck his spot was. And the rest of the night...
Hey, he deserved it.
Bobby was being, like, extra nice to me and being like, you should have taken sides, you fucking placating cunt, you know, like all that, right? But he was, like, being nice to me on top of that, right? And then the next day I show up at the cellar, Steve's there, Bobby walks in, right? And I look
with a gift wrap falafel.
Dude, I look at Steve, and then I look at Bobby, and he goes, yeah, douche, we already made up, you fucking cunt, so don't say anything. You're a fucking asshole. And then he walks to Steve, and he's like massaging Steve's shoulders and be like, I'm glad we're friends again, buddy. This fucking hump. And then he starts trashing me because I didn't get in on it.
Yeah, but you know what the whole story is you let it happen. He let it happen.
I let it happen.
And you let it happen. So
that's like being shot in a drive-by and you go, you let it happen. I was just there.
You know, what were you wearing, Joe? You were asking for it. All right, we're going to take another break. I hope somebody out there actually knows who the fuck these people were. I just realized we did a fucking half-hour segment on
local New York comics.
The obscure people in our lives.
Steve Byrne is on the MySpace comedy tour, so...
But, you know, if we weren't pre-recording this fucking show, we could actually have people call in and talk about the cunts in their life. Maybe we'll do that in August. We'll have a segment, the cunts in your life.
Cunt of my life.
Yes, and you can phone in or something. All right, you're listening to Uninformed. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Uninformed with Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa.
We're back, Uninformed, Bill Burr, Joe DeRosa. These guys were making me feel great during the break. You really were. You were talking about not getting married and shit, because it's starting to fuck with me, man. 39 years old. I start doing the math. If I have a kid, I'll be like 63 when the kid's in second grade. I'm going to be going to PTA meetings with a walker.
No, I think that, you know, I don't want to get married till like 50-ish because...
What are you gonna marry at 50, Joe?
Oh, dude. Well, hopefully I'm going to be famous. I'm going to be married some little rockin'...
So you're betting on that, too?
Blonde. Yeah, but even if I don't, dude, there's plenty of attractive 50-year-old women out there that I could marry. That's the whole thing.
He's into MILFs.
Yeah.
I forgot. There you go.
But here's the whole thing. It's like we're talking about your DNA and your genetic makeup. Monogamous romance goes against that 100%. You're not meant to be with one person sexually for the rest of your life. But I figure by the time I get to 50... I'm going to have all the sex out of my system. I'm not going to want to have wild whatever anymore. I'm going to, you know, whatever. I've had enough one-night stands and enough goofy scenarios and all that wild shit that I'll be ready to just go, I want to settle down now, and realistically, I can last the rest of my life with this person.
Because you're only going to make it to like 80.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. And then when else would you want to do that married bullshit anyway than when you're 50 or 60? That's when you're going to want to go to Charleston, South Carolina, you know what I mean, and go on a sailboat and shit like that. You don't want to do that when you're 30.
That's your idea of being married?
Yeah.
Being on a sailboat in Charleston, South Carolina? That's funny.
And drinking wine and... whatever the
For
fuck
some
those
reason,
people
I'm
do. I
thinking
don't
in
know what
my
they
head.
do.
In my head, I for some fucked up reason, I think once you get married, it's actually like a relief, like peaceful. Like thank God, I finally found the fucking person. We finally did it. Everything's cool. Let's just chill out. But it isn't, right?
Well, I mean,
I don't
not
know.
that I'm married, but
I never
mean,
been married either.
you know.
This is perfect. None of us know what the fuck we're talking about. Yeah, we're gonna have strong opinions. Okay.
I've had long relationships, and you know, it just seems that, you know, I mean, you last longer with other people than you do others, but there's got to be like, you know, that lovey-dovey buffer, and then once you've passed that fucking grace period of goofy I love you shit, I mean, you get back down to reality again, and you're like, wait a minute, like, yeah, I'm close friends with this person. We work very well together. But I mean, seriously.
You know what's funny is they always go, you have to do things to keep the excitement there.
No.
I'm friends with Joe. At no point do I go, God, you know, I have to do something with Joe to keep the excitement there. It's like there's no fucking stress.
There's no pressure.
You know, that's what it is, dude. That's what you're trying to get. It's not the excitement. It's the fucking stress of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get in a relationship, there's all that, you know, I need you to, pay attention to me.
Yeah, but dude, I think with the right person, there isn't that stress. I think the whole thing that fucks it up
Oh, Joe, you're so young.
is the sexual monogamy, dude. That's it. That's it, dude. That's it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's the only thing. Look, dude, if I lived with you're one of my best buddies, whatever, in comedy.
Oh, buddy, old
right?
chum.
Right, pal of mine. If I lived with you, right?
Wise guy.
If I lived with you, yeah, I'd have times where I got fucking annoyed at you.
Dude, I would kill you if I lived with you.
But listen, though, what I'm saying is, we'd have times you get annoyed at each other, and you'd fight. Like, I'm annoyed at my roommate now because he drank my bottle of vodka, and he didn't even fucking ask me. He just finished it. And that's like the third time he's done something like that, where he's like, he'll eat my oatmeal and then be like, hey, buddy, I ate your oatmeal. I'll pick some up. And then he never fucking replaces it, and it pisses me off. So now I'm like, I got to say something to him.
It's on you. You got to say something.
But my point is, it's like, aside from shit like that, it's like I can live with the dude and we have a good time. So if we're good friends and we're living together, you know, of course we're going to have those moments where I go, you know, Bill, sometimes you're fucking inconsiderate. Which is the equivalent of your girlfriend going, you know, Bill, pay attention to me, or whatever, or do that.
Wait a minute. Wait, what the
Listen,
fuck?
this is what I'm getting to. This is what I'm making a point here. This
What kind of a robe are you wearing when you're saying this? This just give me bad visuals.
No. What I'm saying if you and I are friends and roommates,
Yeah.
they're going to be this
I
time.
can't look at Joe right now, but yeah, okay.
You're going to have.
So you're walking out in your slip and you're,
No,
you're
I'm
getting your
saying-
coffee.
I'm saying you're going to have your differences with your friend. Your girlfriend is essentially your friend, except you fuck her. That's the thing. And it's like, I have close friends that I could conceivably live with for the rest of my life, I guess, as buddies, and I'd be able to deal with it, and we'd have our moments of getting annoyed.
No.
But the bottom line is, I'm not fucking them. I can still go out and fuck whatever I
disagree
want.
with
Yeah,
that.
I disagree.
I think that if you live with anybody, eventually you're going to want to kill them.
Yeah. I live.
Yeah, you have moments of that, but it goes away. Then you have great moments where you go, I love living with this person. It's awesome.
Living alone is the best possible thing that you could do. Just for your head. Just to, like, if you feel like you're in a bad place and you just live alone for, you know, if you have somebody to live with, live alone. I mean, your laundry might not get done and you order out every night, but you'll be.
I gotta admit, my girl moved in with
exponentially
me
happier.
in October. It hasn't been that bad. There hasn't been like moments like.
Well, I mean, that's.
It definitely becomes like. For me, I'm like a fucking alcoholic. Where if I look like I gotta stay sober for the rest of my fucking life, it drives me nuts. But if I just go day to day, it's not that big a thing. But when I start thinking like, you know, fuck, we just you know, we bought a potted plant together. Who's gonna get that if we break up? We're gonna fight over this shit? You know, I always like think the worst case scenario. Then I start getting freaked out.
Well,
Why would you get freaked out though?
Why would I get freaked out? Because I've failed at every fucking relationship I've had up until this.
Well, why do you feel
didn't
that? Why do you
fail,
feel
dude.
that
It didn't
it's
work
failure?
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that. You shouldn't beat yourself up thinking that it's.
No. Dude, I'm 28. Yeah, whatever, dude. I just haven't met the right one. You're fucking 39. You're a shithead. Dude, it becomes that point where you got to be like, all right, maybe it's me.
dude, maybe it's the fucking system that's been laid out for you that's
the
horseshit.
system, man.
I'm serious. I'm serious. Dude, marriage served a social purpose at one time. It served an economic purpose at one time. Those things are gone, and we're the generation that's getting fucked about it because we're still supposed to be the provider as guys, but then we're also supposed to respect an independent woman. I have a fucking attitude about that shit. Fuck you. You have a fucking job. It's not my job anymore to protect you and to whatever. And if you want it to be my job, then stay the fuck home and cook. And that's it.
Whoa!
I'm serious, though. It's bullshit, dude. It's fucking bullshit. It's like that thing you used to do.
Joe, make me a sandwich, DeRosa.
It's that thing you used to do in your act about the feminism, like picking what you want off of the buffet. It's true. It's like I have no qualms with you being an independent person and working and accomplishing everything any man in this world can accomplish. But then don't turn around and expect me to be the dominant fucking provider at that point. That's fucking bullshit, man. I take girls
Joe,
out
you're
all the
literally
time.
yelling right now like you're actually in that situation.
I'm in that situation constantly because I take girls out on dates all the time that make more fucking money than I do because they have great office jobs where they're making 6 figures a fucking year, and then I take them out and I gotta fucking drop the money on all the dates. That's bullshit, man.
It's on you, dude. You gotta bring it up.
Remember Smelly
Don't
Feet?
play the victim, Joe.
Ew. Remember Smelly Feet?
Oh, he dated this chick who had smelly feet.
She managed a goddamn boutique, right?
He didn't know. I didn't know she had smelly feet. She had fucking shoes on.
Was she cute?
She was fucking hot.
That's the funniest
that would
thing
fucking
ever.
bug me.
It did bug me. I used
So
to tell her
bad.
about it all the time. But
Oh, remind me to tell you a story of the fat baby I saw.
Danny, she ran a fucking fashion boutique on like Madison Avenue, like the kind of place where like she'd get calls and be like, Mary J. Blige will be in there in 10 minutes. Be ready. This fucking chick was making money hand over fist. She was paying for her own 1-bedroom apartment on 14th Street in the fucking meatbag industry, and for her brother's rent in Manhattan. That's how much money this chick was reeling in. And I'll tell you, every fucking time we went out, I had to pay for everything. That's bullshit.
That's in my world. That's Joe's fault. After the second, third time, you got to bring it up.
I brought it up, and then we ended up breaking up over it. But I'm saying, that's fucking bullshit. But the point is...
How long did you stay with her that she had smelly feet and you didn't give a shit about
No, she only had smelly feet with this one pair of shoes she wore.
Did you ever tell her?
Yeah, I told her constantly. I'd say, stop wearing those fucking shoes. It's nasty.
And I want you to pay for dates, and then you broke up. I see that. That
Yeah.
makes sense. But you said what you had to say, yeah. Seinfeld. Yes, smelly feet. No, but that's the thing. I hate listening to people who are in fucked up, and all they do is they sit there and they play the victim. Like, there's nothing I can do. No, you got to say something.
I never play the
Or like
victim.
whenever you see you'll see female comics for the longest time. The big thing was talking about how awful guys are in bed, and it's like, dude, that's on you.
Yeah.
Tell him what to do.
Yeah.
Or get with the guy who knows what the fuck he's doing, or somebody you can at least guide.
Yeah,
Who would ever sit there getting a bad blowjob, just sitting there going, "Oh God, I wish she'd rub my balls. Why didn't she know to do that?" You got to say it.
I grab the hand, I put it on my balls, and I say, work my balls. And that seems
Really?
to do the trick. Yeah.
You say work.
Or I say play with my balls. What else are you supposed to...
You know what, Joe? It's because it's out of context, and the fact that you looked at me and your legs are slightly apart, and you just said that shit. That was just you're making me uncomfortable this last hour, Joe. I really got to be honest with you.
Why are you still going with the friend-roommate example? I wasn't saying we're a gay couple.
It was like Top Gun, that whole homoerotic. So there was a lot of shit there. I was waiting for you to give me a nickname. Hey, Maverick, can I have some?
Did Joe snap his teeth at you?
Give me a break.
Oh yeah. Who was that guy? What was that guy's name? Vince.
Oh, God damn it.
Val Kilmer. Val fucking Kilmer. Well, this would be another great moment in the show. People could call up and give us their opinions on marriage, but this thing isn't going to
How much time do
We're
we
kind of
have?
running out of time anyway.
Oh, we are?
All right,
Yeah.
well, then let's sign this off. This was a good show today, I felt.
You felt it was? You know what? I have no idea, because usually you can tell whether it's a good show because you can tell, the phones are all lit up the whole fucking show. You're like, okay, we're talking about stuff that people find interesting. And
we think
we're and they might be calling up to say that we suck, but we're existing in we're performing in a vacuum here, Joe.
I didn't mind being in this studio either, because this was the first time I wasn't freaked out about my lips or nose touching the microphone because of whose pussy might have been rubbed on it.
Oh, the O&A. Oh yeah. No, you know what you want to do? You want to go to Anthony's. And actually, wait, Opie.
I
don't
get
think
Norton's mic every fucking time.
Opie, you know what Opie eats? You don't want his mic.
Oh, what was
Fucking
it?
just
blueberries.
Kashi gas and fucking.
What's he?
Dude, it's more the guest mic. The thing about the Jim Norton mic is all you're getting.
Farts in it.
Yeah, it's just Jim Norton, but it's one person.
Okay.
You just got to deal with Jim. The other one is just the degenerates that they bring in off the street.
What is Kashi gas?
It's like that all natural cereal.
Ugh.
You know, like the stuff that you get in.
That tastes like
that you
shit.
get at Whole Foods.
Tastes like shit.
Yeah, just that awful grains and.
I got to give it up to Opie. He definitely starts the day off right. He should just be eating like grape nuts outside, with the bathrobe with your fucking leg crossed and a couple of birds behind him. He eats those kinds of cereal.
All right, so
but anyways, you got anything to hype, Joe, before we get out of here? And we really appreciate you guys hanging with us as we go through all this this situation here.
yeah, thank you guys for sticking with us. As always, check out my MySpace, myspace.com/Joe DeRosa, and I'm headlining Riddles in Chicago the July 20th and 21st. So come out to that, please.
So go out and check out Joe DeRosa. When is this thing going to air, Dan? We don't even know. This is my schedule in July. You don't even.
Is it airing on the 21st?
It may.
Should I take that? God damn it!
All right, this is my schedule for the next 2 months.
All right.
Maybe in Norfolk, Kentucky. The Funny Bone next week, which is going to be before this thing even fucking airs.
Perhaps. Why don't you just forward people to your
Bill Burr,
MySpace?
yeah,
Exactly.
BillBurr.com.
Yeah.
Go to the thing. We'll figure this shit out.
I have a safe plug though. If this airs on the 21st and you can't make the Chicago gig, come see me in Philly at the Laugh House on August 3rd and 4th.
Laugh House, one of my favorites.
And don't forget that Uninformed actually has its own MySpace, so be the show's friend at myspace.com/Uninformed Radio.
Yep. You can email us there too with any comments. You can email us at uninformedradio@gmail.com with any comments or whatever you want to tell us about the show, feedback or whatever, because we couldn't take calls.
Okay. All right.
And
With
to
that
promise the fans that the next episode of Uninformed will be live.
That's what we're going to do.
August.
We're going to end with an apology.
We're sorry.
Complete lack of momentum to end the show. No, seriously, thanks for everybody for listening, and hang in there. The refrigerator magnets are coming. See you next month.
This concludes Saturday Night Virus.
Alright, well that sucked. To hear the Opie and Anthony Show 5 days a week live on satellite radio, online on your phone or tablet, or even on demand, go to SiriusXM.com. Also, interact with the Opie and Anthony Show on Twitter, @Opie Radio, @Anthony Cumia, and @Jim Norton.